subject to change. SXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 7:30 p.m., New Jersey Devils face the Vancouver Canucks. Devils on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 936. Canucks on Internet 948. 7:30 p.m., New York Islanders face the Columbus Blue Jackets. Islanders on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 937. Jackets on Internet 927. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Minnesota Wild. Stars on Sirius 210, XM 221, and Internet 928. Wild on Internet 933. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Detroit Red Wings, with Utah on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 947, Detroit on Internet 929. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule from Monday, March the 24th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 7:30 p.m., New Jersey Devils face the Vancouver Canucks. Devils on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 936. Canucks on Internet 948. 7:30 p.m., New York Islanders face the Columbus Blue Jackets. Islanders on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 937. Jackets on Internet 927. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Minnesota Wild. Stars on Sirius 210, XM 221, and Internet 928. Wild on Internet 933. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Detroit Red Wings, with Utah on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 947, Detroit on Internet 929. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule from Monday, March the 24th.
Get the latest news, opinion, and analysis from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
Six-time Stanley Cup champion and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier stopped by SiriusXM NHL Network Radio's The Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin to discuss what Game 7 means to him and what it's like to also lose a Game 7.
Well, when you think about the two greatest words in sports, you think about Game 7 for many reasons. Obviously, to get to a Game 7, both teams obviously very evenly matched from the literal sense, the Game 7. You don't have to be a sport fan to understand that something's big at stake and that you will go watch it, even if you don't know the teams, you don't know the players, you know the backdrop, because it's the greatest form of reality TV in the world, because there is going to be a winner and a loser. A lot at stake, obviously. But for me personally, it's a lifetime journey to acquire the skill set that's required to be able to perform when the stakes are the highest, under the most scrutinized pressure, when you're expected to perform. And you think about a Game 7 moment or Game 7, that's when you have to perform. It's a winner or go home situation. And what are the skill sets that are required to do that? Obviously, we've practiced our game and honed our skill set for years and years and years, tens of thousands of hours of honing our skills. But emotionally, mentally, what prepares you to play in those moments and perform when you're expected to? That, I think, is what really defines a Game 7 moment for the players that have excelled in Game 7 moments. And what are those life lessons that we can teach our young boys and girls, and the skill sets required to do that? The breathing, it's being able to slow your heart down, and your blood pressure goes up, and your decision-making is rash, and concentration varies because of all of it. What allows you to kind of really slow down and use your God-given talent, and then obviously the repetitions through your whole life that you know you can do it. You just got to be able to do it when it matters most. It's like hitting a home run, and like Aaron Boone did, or doing something special at the right moments. And I think the educational part of the docuseries is really fascinating to me there, to help our young boys and girls who will be faced with big decisions in their life. And you don't
What does it feel like to lose a Game 7?
Fortunately for me, I never experienced what the Oilers did last year of going all the way to the end in a championship game and losing in a Game 7. Anytime you get to a Game 7, it's a hard journey to get there. Two teams, evenly matched. It's been a war. It's been a tug of war. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's tired. And then to lose that is devastating. I think about my own experience in Game 7, winning 7 of them. The 2 still hurt to this day. What could I have done different? You know, you always say that you got to lose in order to understand how to win. I do agree with that. I think there are lessons in loss and in failure, both as a team and as an individual. If I had my preference, I would have liked to have learned those lessons while I was winning. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it is. But I look back at it now and just think about how grateful I am for all the lessons in wins and the losses, because it really ends up defining who you are as a person and as a player.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule from Monday, March the 20th.
Discuss what it was like successfully keeping Joe Sakic in Colorado in 1997 during a chaotic 7-day time frame.
That all this, Charlie, comes together in 7 days. Like this isn't one moving part. Like if we get the Fox deal done, it's done. If the movie does really well, we'll borrow from the future, even though that wasn't the best thing, as you alluded to, from the movie company. Or the mayor says, yeah, we're gonna do that. Like they could have said, it's August. We'll talk after Labor Day. So what's incredible,
everybody knew,
right? That you got it done that quickly, which is almost, it's hard to do one deal in 5 business days, let alone the 7 you dealt with.
You know, in the movie business, I make this point in the documentary. One of the things that keeps an audience engaged is if the clock is ticking. You know, find the person that's been kidnapped, disable the bomb, stop the terrorists, get to the stage on time so you can get up and do your stand-up comedy when the audience is waiting. The ticking clock makes people realize we don't have time to screw around. We got to fix this and do it right now. So that was, in many ways, as miserable it was for, and particularly with my team, because I had a great team, you know, but they did the heavy lifting because in essence, we had to do everything on handshakes. You're not going to get everything documented, but you're talking about the most honorable parties on earth, the mayor, Fox, Liberty Media. When they shake your hand, it's gold. And so we got it all done, and here we are.
What was it like this is 1997, so no e-transfers.
15th, 1989, the Great One passes his childhood idol, Mr. Hockey, for most points scored.
Gretzky has 1,850 points.
The Taylor to Gretzky, he scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, has become the greatest of them all!
Ladies and gentlemen, Gordie Howe.
A super young man, a great hockey player who shares in everything he does, and congratulations.
The hockey history continues on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments, NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000, well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an assist in his first shift back. Lemieux, stop! Mario, it is back!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
March 2nd, 1993, Winnipeg hosts Quebec, where Jets forward Timo Solani is 3 goals off the pace of Mike Bossy's rookie record.
Timo Solani breaks it, he scores! Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, that goal by Timo Solani establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
The Finnish Flash's record-breaking goal came in his 64th NHL game, and he would finish his rookie season with an overall 76 goals.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. The best hockey.
All
Let's
three
hear.
Canucks are back. Shen, Perron, Schwartz, they score!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The following is a presentation of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Your Jackets tonight from UBS Arena here in Elmont, New York. The National Hockey League presents your Columbus Blue Jackets and the New York Islanders. Welcome to Blue Jackets Hockey. I'm Bob McElligott. Well, the Blue Jackets, they come into tonight's game looking to snap out of a 6-game skid. And through that 6 games, they've been shut out 3 times. They've earned just 1 point going to overtime against the Florida Panthers last Thursday night. They then lost big time on Friday in Pittsburgh 6-3 to the Penguins. So they're just looking to get things back together. And tonight, they're in a situation where they have to. They trail the New York Islanders by 2 points in the playoff race for the final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. They're behind the Islanders, the Rangers, and the Montreal Canadiens, and you've got to catch them one at a time. And here's the opportunity to catch up with the Islanders if the Blue Jackets can get a win tonight. Well, they do have reinforcements coming back into the lineup as Sean Monahan is going to return to the top-line center position for the Blue Jackets here this evening. Monahan has missed the last 28 games with an injured wrist. He's been sitting. He's been watching his teammates win. He's been watching them lose, and he's glad that he's back in to help out tonight.
It's really exciting. I think the guy's been battling and lost a few games where we could have, obviously got the extra point or won the game. So it's an exciting time, and I'm excited to be part of the fight with these guys.
The other player coming back into the lineup is defenseman Eric Goodbranson. He got hurt in game number 3 of the season. He missed the next 66. He returns here tonight, and his head coach, Dean Evison, says that'll be a big lift on the blue line.
Goody didn't play. Somebody mentioned it was the 3rd game, I think, so he hasn't played a lot, but he's a big presence within our locker room and obviously on the ice, and wears a letter on our team. Big presence. Monty, obviously, is a major part of our team. So yeah, it's nice to have both of them back in our lineup.
Well, like I was saying, this is the perfect time to get those guys back into the lineup for the Blue Jackets because they very much need a win. And just psychologically, to have 2 veteran players back in the lineup, 2 guys that are used to playing the game at this time of the year, the way that it has to be played, that should be a boost in and of itself. And they're going to need that boost because the New York Islanders are playing pretty well as they come into this game tonight. As a matter of fact, the Islanders have points in each of their last 5 games. And when you look at the teams that are battling for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference, well, over the course of the last 10, the Islanders are playing above 500. That's something the Blue Jackets can't say, nor can the Rangers or Montreal. So the New York Islanders are coming alive at the right time of year. This is something they did last year, so they've got that confidence that they can get it done late in the season, and that's why the Blue Jackets have got to be on top of their game tonight. Let's check the starting lineups for this game. They're being brought to you by Kroger. First of all, for the visiting Blue Jackets on defense, it'll be Zach Werenski, and he'll be joined by Dante Fabro. The top line is back intact. Dmitry Voronkov and Kirill Marchenko on the wings, and Sean Monahan playing in between them as the starting center. The Blue Jackets have 5 scratches tonight, and there are 3 that are defensemen: Jake Christensen, Jack Johnson, Jordan Harris. They are all healthy. Also 2 healthy forwards, Christian Fischer and Igor Chinikov. For the New York Islanders, they're going to start Adam Pelech and Noah Dobson on the blue line tonight. They are going to go with Anthony Duclair and Anders Lee on the wings, and John Gabriel Pajot will make the start at center. It's time now for us to go between the pipes, which is presented by Advanced Drainage Systems. ADS is a global leader in the production of environmentally friendly solutions to responsibly manage water. At ADS, they are helping the world to manage our most precious resource. Here's your goaltending matchup tonight. Elvis Merzlikins goes for the Blue Jackets. 47th appearance of the year for him. He is 22-19-5. He's got a 3.04 goals against average and an .896 save percentage. On the flip side, Ilya Sorokin for the Islanders. This will be appearance number 53 on the year for him. He is 27-20-5. He's got a 2.72 goals against average and a .908 save percentage. So 2 good goaltenders going to square off, 2 good teams going to square off. The Islanders make it tough to score goals. The Blue Jackets have got to find a way tonight. They've got to battle, they've got to win, and if they can do that, they will be tied in the standings with the Islanders. Back with the opening face-off on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Now through March 31st, get 2.99 APR financing or up to $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra. Depending on model, excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $449 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey everyone, Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Zach Werenski. This is Elvis Merzlikins.
This is Sean Monahan, and you're listening to the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Oh, baby! That's what I like! Blue Jackets and the Islanders meeting for the third of 4 times this year. They have split the first 2 games with each winning on home ice. The Blue Jackets are in their road uniforms tonight. The white jersey with the Union blue and red trim, the blue pants, white socks, and white helmets for them. On the front of that jersey, you'll find the Safe Light patch, Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. The New York Islanders are in their home royal blue jerseys with a orange and white trim, blue pants, blue socks, and blue helmets for them. The Blue Jackets will be skating from right to left here in the opening period, and the officials for tonight's game is assigned by the National Hockey League. The referees are Wes McCauley and Michael Markovich, and the linesmen are Derek Nansen and Brian Pansich here tonight. Sean Monahan back for the Blue Jackets after missing a ton of games, and he is going to take the opening face-off here, going up against Jean-Gabriel Pageau, and it is the Islanders that control the opening draw and dump the puck into the Blue Jackets' end as we get underway. Zach Werenski goes to get the puck. Anders Lee puts the body on him as the Blue Jackets throw it around the boards, and it goes down the length of the ice. It'll be played by Ilya Sorokin behind his own net. He'll trade it off to Pageau, who is looking to pass it up the right wing side. This one is going to be caught by Anthony Duclair and played just inside of the Blue Jackets' end, taken away there by Dante Fabro. He put it up the right wing side, and it rolled right off the stick of Dmitry Voronkov as he was trying to turn it over and play it. He threw that puck right back into his own end, and the Islanders go chasing, and they get to it. Bo Horvat, he's got it, moves it around to the near side, and the Islanders now lose control along the end boards. Blue Jackets have a chance to clear it out, and that's exactly what they are going to do, is bounce it back to the Islander blue line. Stretch pass ahead for Horvat. He comes into the Blue Jacket zone, bumps it to the far corner. Damon Severson goes over to challenge Cal Palmieri. Palmieri to the side of the net. Elvis Merzlikins slammed the side door, keeps that puck out of the goal. Puck out to the blue line. The Islanders hold it there. Horvat had to bounce off his stick in the near corner. There's a backhanded shot by Palmieri from the bottom of the right wing circle, and that one's turned aside as well. Blue Jackets hemmed in their own zone right now, trying to get that puck out as Provorov wheels it around the boards, and that went off the stick of Anthony D'Angelo, but it does come out to the blue line. Ivan Provorov, he's been playing on the right side for most of the season. He's a left-handed shot. He's been playing on his offside and playing with Denton Matejchuk, but with the return of Eric Branson, Provorov goes back to the left side, and he is now paired up with Damon Severson as Kent Johnson went to move a puck, and he hit the referee with it inside of the Islanders zone. The Blue Jackets are maintaining control for the moment over in the right wing corner. Pass comes across the ice and off the near wall. Denton Matejchuk gets stick checked, and he will get back to it, but just cannot hold it in the zone. He turned it over to Mike Riley, and Riley will send it up the ice and to the Blue Jackets blue line. Nice job by Adam Fantilli just to get it inside the line, flip it back out to the neutral zone so that the Blue Jackets can kind of reset inside of their own zone. Comes up the left wing boards. It gets dumped into the Islanders' end. It goes right by everybody and all the way back out to the neutral zone. I'll tell you something, the referee that got hit by the puck, Michael Markovich, he is still feeling the effects of that puck that came off Kent Johnson's stick. You can tell by the way that he's skating on the ice right now. But the Blue Jackets are grinding and trying to get that puck off the end boards, and it's Zach Aston Reese that's got it, puts it over to the far side, and they give it right back to him. Nice job there by Dante Fabro to get it back. But now Aston Reese pinned to the boards, coughs it up. It's Adam Pelech for the Islanders. And he'll finally get it back out to the neutral zone, and then it's going to be carried in. Mark Gatcomb comes right to the front of the net with a forehand shot. That's turned away by Elvis. A follow-up chance from the high slot area, and Elvis is there to stop that one as well. Ryan Pulock got it out in the high slot and was able to turn that aside. Maxime Tsiplikov now. Over to Pulock at the right point. Stumped down into the right wing corner. Justin Danforth goes behind the net. Chips it up on the glass. Can't get it out. Long shot toward the net by Mike Riley, and that was going to miss the net. But Elvis, seeing all of the disarray in front of him, just wanted to get out there and catch that puck. That's exactly what he does. And he will hold on for a face-off. So the Islanders with a couple of good chances right there. And the Blue Jackets able to shut them down. Fortunately able to shut them down. Mark Gatcomb, he had probably the best chance. Well, he had the early chance, and then it came back out to Pulock at the high slot. That was probably the best chance there. But Elvis turned them both aside. Face-off is to his stick side over in the left wing circle. Pajot is out there to take the draw against Sean Corrali. And Corrali wins it to the far boards, and Provorov will send it through the neutral zone. Chasing is Luke Cunningham. He gets there and puts a shot on Sorokin, who makes the save. Looking for the rebound is Sean Corrali, but he's got pressure on him. And the Islanders force it off his stick. Now the Islanders will backhand it around behind their own net. And this one is going to be sent all the way down the length of the ice. This will be an icy call against the New York Islanders. And the faceoff coming back into the Islanders zone. Nice job, though, by the Blue Jackets to give Luke Cunningham that opportunity to come in and just get the shot on Sorokin. He hadn't faced a shot yet in the game. And the one that he gets a little bit tricky is kind of trying to go inside the far post. Just couldn't get it by the skate of Ilya Sorokin. Sean Monahan taking the face off in the left wing circle of the Islanders' end. Voronkov battles to win that puck. As initially looked like the Islanders might get it, but now, well, they do get it. They steal it on the near boards, and they flip it just inside of the Blue Jackets line. It's quickly moved up the left side. And that was a good job by Damon Severson to take it away and find Sean Monahan. Monahan wants to jam it down to Voronkov in the left wing corner, which he does. Voronkov with a bad angle shot, save made, follow-up chance. Marchenko is stopped by Sorokin. And Sorokin read that play well. He just slid out about 3 feet beyond the top of the crease, and he was square to that shot by Kirill Marchenko. Last time Sean Monahan played, January 7th. He got injured in a game in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. And that wrist injury, had to get that taken care of, had to get himself back to health, and here he is tonight, joining a team in a playoff run. And Fantilli will take the draw now for the Blue Jackets, and he's tied up from the faceoff. Puck kicks back to Denton Matejchuk. Matejchuk trying to move the puck, but he can't. He's got a man right on him, and now the Islanders knock it free. And here they come up the right wing side. Bo Horvat driving the net. He put a backhander toward the net. Eric Branson just ran him off course, and he couldn't get that shot on target. Now Dobson tries to throw it down low, and he missed Palmieri. And the puck was going to be banged off the far wall by Boone Jenner and right back out to the neutral zone. Jenner, he got it again right near the blue line. The problem was Fantilli was trapped in the zone, so he couldn't pursue that puck any further, lest the Blue Jackets be offside. 0-0 game, 15-12 to go here in the first period. Kent Johnson, far side of the ice, right in front of the Blue Jackets bench, able to get that puck to Adam Fantilli. Fantilli had a fight to get his stick free, and as he tried to play it off the boards in front of the Islander bench, it actually went up into their bench. So the faceoff is going to be placed at center ice. Well, Eric Branson making his presence known back in the lineup immediately with Bo Horvat coming down the ice, and Branson doing a nice job to angle him off and force him to go with a backhanded shot that sailed through the crease. Right now it's Dante Fabro and Zach Werenski out there. They've got the puck off the draw. Fabro up the right wing side. Got it off the stick of Matthew Olivier. Couldn't advance it any further. The Islanders send it back into the Blue Jacket zone. Werenski will clear it back to the red line. Islanders are right there to cut it off. Anthony DeAngelo will dump it back into the Blue Jackets end. Werenski goes to get it. Slams the brakes on behind the net. Passes up the left wing side for Zach Aston Reese. He's got a lot of speed. He didn't get to the puck cleanly, and he gets knocked down by DeAngelo. Help coming, though, in the form of Matthew Olivier, who is tied up on the near wall. with Casey Cizikas. Cizikas is able to kick it out and get it to Alexander Romanov. And this one is back to the Blue Jackets blue line where Justin Danforth will calmly tap it back to Dante Fabro, who finds Zach Werenski to put it up the right side in front of the bench. And there's the Islanders. They attack, and they come to get that puck, but they can't get a shot through. Good job there by Dante Fabro to step in front of Kyle McLean and prevent him from getting a shot away. Sean Corrali got knocked down along the end boards. Blue Jackets take the puck, though, and they'll bring it all the way up into the Islanders zone. James Van Riemsdyk into the left wing corner. He batted it toward the front of the net. Sorokin had to knock it aside. Corrali now on the left wing boards. He has it. Tried to take a shot. That one got blocked. It comes right back to him. Now down in the direction of Van Riemsdyk. And getting the position on him was Ryan Pulock. And he took it away. Van Riemsdyk gets it back to Luke Cunnin. Tried to pass to Sean Corrali. That's broken up by the Islanders. And the Islanders now will use the glass to send the puck back out to the center red stripe. This is the way the Islanders play. There's no doubt about it. They don't give you time. They don't give you space. They're on top of you. They're very structured. You know, all those things the Blue Jackets are doing when they're playing their game as well. Right now it's Monahan from the red line, playing the puck into the Islanders zone. Marchenko pulls it off the right wing boards. Get it back to Monahan with a shot that just went wide to the right. And there was some contact as he was taking that shot too, so kind of forced that puck a little bit off target. Now it'll be Anders Lee with a chance to clear the zone, and he'll do it. Plays it to the middle. Pajot back on the left wing side. Lee, he's got it. Severson taking him to the boards. Lee powers through that check, comes around behind the net, and now to the right wing side with a shot. The save is made. Rebound. Lee is looking for it. He gets decked. And the Blue Jackets will get the puck back out through center ice. Good job by Marchenko. He took a hit from Mike Riley, but he still got it done. Now it's Noah Dobson rushing back in on the right side, and the shot is right on Elvis Merzlikins. He makes a big save. The Blue Jackets were making a line change, and the Islanders tried to catch them in transition. But Merzlikins comes up with a huge stop here with 12:31 to go in period number one. Blue Jackets nothing, Islanders nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
It all started with a simple cheese coney in 1949. Safe to say, we all fell in love with Skyline Chili. Before long, Skylines were popping up all over the place. Now, everywhere you go, Skyline is there too. And who says you can't take it with you? You can even have it shipped from Amazon to Amazon, Montana, or anywhere else in the U.S. Thanks to Skyline lovers everywhere for 75 delicious years.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then, a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Worthington Steel has been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. As a value-added steel processor, we enhance the products you use every day. Whether it's cars on the road, combines harvesting food, or transformers and generators providing electricity, Worthington Steel is there, and we are driving steel forward. Learn more about our innovative steel solutions at worthingtonsteel.com. That's worthingtonsteel.com.
Nothing, and the Islanders nothing here as the Blue Jackets make their final trip of the season to UBS Arena on Long Island. Time now for me to give you a chance to win some signed Dmitry Voronkov gloves. That's right. You can get some signed gloves by grabbing your phone right now and texting the word gloves to 26791. That will give you your chance to win. Again, text gloves to 26791, and don't forget, message and data rates may apply. On the ice, it's Adam Fantilli going up against Bo Horvat on the faceoff in the Blue Jacket zone. To the glove side of Elvis Merzlikins, Fantilli wins the draw. And Werenski will flip the puck in the air through the neutral zone. Bounced by Kent Johnson. The Islanders will get control of it for just a moment before being pushed back into their own zone. Anthony D'Angelo goes to get the puck. He puts it up the right wing side to Palmieri. Turnover in the neutral zone, though, and here's Kent Johnson. Johnson tried to pass on the right wing side. The Islanders break that up. Horvat back into his own end. puts it on his stick, passes it ahead. Palmieri off the skate to the stick, comes in on the left wing side, puts it right to the middle, and here's a shot. That one missed the net. That was a great opportunity for Anthony DeAngelo, and the defenseman couldn't get the puck on target. Now it's in the left wing circle. Dante Fabro trying to knock it away from Horvat. Back out to the blue line it goes. Long shot toward the net. Tipped in front by Palmieri, but off net. And then Werenski battles through a little stick work there by Kyle Palmieri to get the puck back out to the center red stripe. It's cut off by the Islanders, and here they come again. DeAngelo from the right wing circle puts it in front. Easily kicked aside by Merzlikins. Voronkov tried to pass it ahead and find Marchenko. That was broken up by the Islanders. They've got a man wide open on the left wing boards. He couldn't catch the puck cleanly, but he's got some help, and the help coming in the form of Scott Mayfield. They got it down near the front of the Blue Jackets net. Again, Merzlikins able to keep it out, and his teammates will clear. Back through the neutral zone. 11-10 to go here. In the first period, the Blue Jackets are being outshot 6-2, and there have been some quality opportunities turned in by the New York Islanders here, I can tell you that. Eric Branson sends the puck all the way down the ice, and the Blue Jackets will be guilty of icing. Sometimes you just rim that puck around the boards. You hope that they touch it, or you hope your guy can touch it, but you're really just trying to get the pressure out of your own zone, and I think that's where the Blue Jackets are right there. And they're being caught in the neutral zone. The Islanders are doing a nice job of getting the puck back near their own blue line or inside their blue line and getting that thing up the ice and doing it in a hurry. Casey Cizikas, well, he thought he got waved out of the faceoff. He didn't. He just got told to reset. He's going up against Monahan. Monahan wins it. But as he plays it behind the net, and actually got out of the reach of the Blue Jackets there for a moment. They're going to pull it back in. It's Monahan who does. And from the red line, he'll flip one toward the net, just wide of the net on the left side. Blue Jackets attempting to chase it down, but the Islanders rather will take it away. And here come the Blue Jackets back inside of their own zone. Matejchuk. He's under pressure, and I'll tell you, the Islanders are laying that pressure on him. He does get a pass away to Eric Goodbranson. And now here's a rink-wide pass intended for Matejchuk. It'll be picked up by Voronkov instead. He'll put it back over on the right side. Marchenko got through the first man. Danforth is out there now, battling against Adam Pelech. Puck over in the right wing corner. The Jackets lose control, and the Islanders will put it up the near side. They couldn't get it out of the zone on the first try. They will on the second try. And this one just gets redirected into the Blue Jackets' end. Matthew Olivier back there inside of his own zone, but can't clear it. And the Islanders will spin it around behind the net over to the near corner. Zach Aston-Reese gets there for the Blue Jackets. Gives to Ivan Provorov. Now pass ahead for Justin Danforth. He knew he was going to take a hit, so he expertly played it off the boards. Got himself a little bit of room. Took that hit, but more importantly, got the pressure out of his own zone. Maxime Tsiplasan just played the puck back inside of his own blue line. As he goes to the bench, Islanders finish off a change, and they'll wrist it right back into the Blue Jacket zone. Picked up behind the net by Provorov. Puts it off the glass near side, but not out. Great job by Werenski to get it back. Looks to the right side, finds Sean Corrali. Drop it back for Werenski. Feeds it back to Corrali. He didn't catch it cleanly. He's got it at the bottom of the right wing circle now, and he takes a shot, and that one goes off a stick, and it winds up going over the glass as well and out of play. 9-10 is what's left here in period number one. Blue Jackets nothing, and the Islanders nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Opening day is this week, and the time is now to get your fantasy baseball draft advice on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I want to thank you guys for making me a better fantasy player.
From winning strategies, expert drafts, player projections, and more, you need our advice now more than ever.
When in doubt, wait for starting pitching. Don't overspend early when plenty of great arms will be there in later rounds.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app. Your home for fantasy sports.
The Point with Boomer Gordon.
For months, I've been listening to hockey people warn the Sabres. Don't move on from Dylan Cousins. This is the one you'll regret. The fact that you're trading in division is amazing to me. This guy can come back and haunt you like every Sabre does. But if I'm an Ottawa Senators fan, Jake, I'm over the moon on this trade.
Point with Boomer Gordon.
1 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio,
Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3 They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
9:10 left in the opening period on Long Island, and it's still 0-0 between the Blue Jackets and the Islanders. Right now, let's play some Jackets math. You can respond to @CBJ Radio on X to win 4 tickets to the Blue Jackets Canucks game coming up on Friday. I'll be announcing the winner during the post-game show. Here's the equation. The Blue Jackets' all-time win total against the Islanders minus Sean Monahan's career goal total against the Islanders. Get the correct number and send it to @CBJ Radio on X. Here's Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets lose the face-off in the Islanders' end. And very quickly, this puck is sent through the neutral zone. Islanders pick it up in the Blue Jacket zone. And it's Anthony Duclair. Over in the far corner, Dante Fabro has him pinned up. Werenski trying to get in there. He's being held out of that by Anders Lee. Monahan standing behind the fray, and it comes to Marchenko, and he'll go with a backhand pass to Voronkov. Voronkov is going to dump this puck in, and it's not going to be the result he was looking for. An icing call is made. He dumped it in. He was hoping Monahan could get around the defender in front of him. That didn't happen. So the faceoff comes back into the Blue Jacket zone. And the Islanders want it in the right wing circle. Jean-Gabriel Pageau will take the faceoff against Sean Monahan. Puck is down, and Monahan wins this one cleanly. Pressure on Werenski, so he gives it to Dante Fabro. Fabro with room to skate up the right wing side, got it to Marchenko. Pass in the direction of Voronkov, gets knocked off his stick. Again, the Islanders, they play it tight. It's a tight checking game right here. No surprise to anybody. It's what they do, and they do it so well. Good job by Fabro. Got the puck, took a hit, but passed it off to Marchenko to carry it on the left wing side. Marchenko tried to jam it off the backhand to the front of the net. Voronkov was headed there. But the Islanders got a stick on that puck. Here's Fantilli forcing a turnover in the neutral zone. He comes rushing in. Fantilli takes a shot. Sorokin with a big save there. They keep that puck out of the net. Boy, Fantilli, his eyes lit up when he saw the room that he had. And now he's got it again with a backhander. Sorokin is there for that save as well. This one he catches and he holds on. Boy, Adam Fantilli, you talk about a good shift. Comes right out, and he's a difference maker. Comes in on that first opportunity after the steal in the neutral zone. Then he saw the ice open up in front of him. So he was running out of time there. Tried to shoot it toward the far post, and Sorokin got the blocker. Just did get the blocker on that. And then he comes back with another chance. Here's Denton Mateja with a shot from the right point. It missed the net. Blue Jackets get the puck back on the far wall, and Eric Branson takes a shot that deflects off the stick and goes out of play. Branson will now head back to the bench as Provorov and Severson come out. Fantilli stays out for the faceoff. He's playing in between Kent Johnson and Boone Jenner. And Fantilli got tied up from the draw. So the Islanders were able to work their way out to the neutral zone, but they played it in from behind the red line, and they'll be guilty of icing. Blue Jackets will get a new line on the ice as Danforth, Olivier, and Aston Reese come off the bench. 7:33 to go here in this first period. Blue Jackets nothing, Islanders nothing. Shots on goal now read 6-4 in favor of the Islanders. Danforth winning the draw. Gets it back to Severson. Center point with a shot, and a save was made by Sorokin. He started looking behind him. He wasn't sure where the puck was. And now Olivier and Romanov start to push and shove one another in front of the net. And the officials jump in and they calm all of that down. They're ready to set up a face-off in the right wing circle. You're listening to Blue Jackets Hockey. It's being brought to you by Grippo's. Grippo's, the fun food company. Job by Severson to get that shot through, and he had Danforth in front, acting as a screen as well. Sorokin still able to make the save. Danforth will face off against Casey Cizikas. He puts the puck to the right, and it went off the stick and up in the air. Ryan Pulock will bring it down, put it on his stick, and go with a stretch pass through the neutral zone. And Ivan Provorov deflected that right at the blue line and forced that play offside. I'm telling you, the Islanders, they are just straight lining it right up the ice, right to the net. And when they have the puck in the defensive zone, you had better be aware that there's at least one guy, if not two, flying up the ice. Using long passes to really get it quickly through the neutral zone here in the first period. Sean Monahan on the draw for the Blue Jackets against Cizikas. And the Blue Jackets got the puck, but Provorov went to take a shot, and it got blocked. The Blue Jackets send that puck back in after it came outside the blue line, so they reset. The Islanders do have the puck, though, and they bring it up the ice and dump it into the Blue Jacket zone. Battle along the end boards. Cizikas with help from Pierre Engvall. Now Cizikas has it again. Shot it toward the net. It was intercepted by Severson. And now it's Marchenko. Got it through the neutral zone, but the Islanders get it on a turnover, and they bring it back. Here's Engvall with a wrist shot. He scores. Just like that, you turn it over, and it winds up in the back of the net. Severson got caught on a pinch, and Merzlikins got beat low on the glove side, and the Islanders go on top 1-0. Well, Pierre Engvall, once upon a time this season, they wanted this guy out of here. He was through waivers and didn't have a place, and here he is late in the season in a playoff run, scoring a big goal to put the Islanders on top first in this game. And for Engvall, that goal is his 6th of the year. Puck is played into the Blue Jackets' end. Merzlikins stops it behind the net, puts it up on the glass. And James Van Riemsdyk able to tie up Ryan Pulock long enough for the puck to go out to the neutral zone. The Islanders, though, dump it right back in. Fabro, he's under pressure. Did get it to JVR. He looks up the right side where Corrali is. Corrali can't bring it into the zone because Van Riemsdyk was ahead of the play. And that gives Mike Riley a chance to come back on the counterattack for the Islanders, and his wrist shot deflects off the stick of Zach Werenski and goes out of play. So we'll get a face-off coming inside of the Blue Jackets' end. Islanders taking this early lead here in the first period. Blue Jackets have gotten a couple of good looks at Ilya Sorokin, but haven't been able to beat him. Pajot facing off against Fantilli. Now Pajot gets waved out as it's rolled. He jumped early. Face off controlled by the Islanders. A long shot toward the net. Caught by Merzlikins. And he will hold on. So Engvall on that goal. The primary assist was Adam Boquist, former Blue Jackets defenseman, who tonight is playing as a third-line forward for the Islanders. Well, the Islanders have the puck again. In the high slot, they couldn't settle it down. Duclair just threw it off the backhand toward the crease. It bounces wide of the net. The Blue Jackets are going to get it, and they clear it through the neutral zone, off the stick, or off the skate, rather, of Adam Fantilli. And now it's going to be moved up the near wall by Adam Pelech, trying to get it out of the zone. He won't be able to, but he's got help. And Noah Dobson. On the left side, they go to Pajot. Now here's a quick shot by Anders Lee, and that's caught by Merzlikins, and he'll hold on. 5.5 minutes to play here in period number 1. The Islanders, with a Pierre Engvall goal, they lead the Blue Jackets 1-0 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play. 5.5 minutes left in the first period on Long Island, and Pierre Engvall's sixth goal of the season has the Islanders on top of the Blue Jackets 1-0. One other game on the nationwide NHL scoreboard, same score, Vancouver on top of the Devils in New Jersey 1-0. Pius Suter is the goal scorer there. Back to Long Island with Bob McElligott.
Bo Horvat will face off against Justin Danforth to the stick side of Elvis Merzlikins in the Blue Jacket zone, and Danforth wins the face-off. Erica Branson will send the puck all the way back down the ice, and it's another icing call against the Blue Jackets. Zach Aston-Reese would beat Ryan Pullock back into the Islanders zone. So they want to set up in the exact same spot and try it again. And this time the Islanders win it. Mike Riley gets to Cal Palmieri out near the blue line, takes a shot, save made, rebound, and the shot comes off the side of the net. When Merzlikins made the initial save, and the rebound went out to Simon Holmstrom, and fortunately he was just off angle and couldn't get it behind Elvis. Hit the side of the net with that shot. The Jackets down 1-0. That's one thing. You get a goal and you even things up. You don't want to go down 2 here. Just with the offensive struggles the Blue Jackets have had in the last couple of weeks, you don't want to be chasing. And if you are, you don't want to be by more than 1 at this point in time. Islanders do a good job of tying up the Blue Jackets on the left wing boards. And that's inside the Islanders zone as they steal the puck away. They're going to hold on to it for a moment while they finish off a line change. The Blue Jackets are doing the same. Throwing back into his own zone, Anthony DeAngelo. Puts it up the left side, and this one winds up going into the Blue Jacket zone. It's very quickly cleared by Damon Severson. Sean Corrali had it, but wasn't able to hold on. He gave it away. Now the Islanders trying to set up in the neutral zone. Adam Boquist will play it in. Goes over to Damon Severson. Casey Cizikas comes in, puts the body on him, and then Severson lays a stick into Cizikas as he had fallen down. He was on one knee, but he winds up with the puck, and he tried to center it for Engvall. And this one is denied and then stolen away by Sean Corrali, who will get it back out to the red line. Now what do we have? A whistle, and the puck was played with a high stick. We get a face-off. Will be placed in front of the Blue Jackets bench. And Severson and Cizikas battling, and Severson giving a cross-check to Cizikas. It's one of those where if you can get away with it, you do it. And he did get away with it that time. Islanders win the draw. Get the puck into the Blue Jacket zone. Merzlikins will leave it for Dante Fabro. Fabro, he was behind the net, and Siplikov came in and started to put pressure on him. So he gets a little help from Zach Werenski just to get the puck out to the neutral zone. But it's brought right back in by the Islanders. Siplikov on the near boards. And he tries to take a shot. Werenski blocked that. McLean now trying to slide that puck over into the slot. Blue Jackets prevent that from happening. But they cannot gain control of the puck. It's back to the blue line. Noah Dobson with a shot. That hit traffic and then leaks wide right. As it's sent up the far wall, Werenski can't get it out of the zone. He's all tied up over in the far corner. Fabro comes in there, runs his man. Islanders have the puck, though. Dobson trying to take a shot from the top of the right wing circle, and that got blocked by Marchenko. Ziplikov now at the top of that circle, dances around, the man walks in, shoots, save made. There's a rebound, and where is it? Everybody looking for it. The Blue Jackets find it first. The referee just blew the whistle 5 or 6 times there to get everybody to stop. But that puck was loose. And there was a lot of digging for it on both sides, I can tell you. Ziplikov, nice move to come in and create that initial shot. And then Elvis, the puck kind of found him. He was not sure where it was. And then he kind of got sure. Once it found him, he got sure where it was. Faceoff is going to be in the right wing circle here. Just to the glove side of Merzlikins. Shots on goal now read 13-5 in favor of the Islanders. There's no doubt they're dominating here. Not just leading 1-0. Pressure has been inside the Blue Jackets' end most of the night. Most of this period, I should say. Because it's still early in the night. Battle behind the Blue Jackets' net for the puck. Danforth pushes it out, but beyond Matejchuk. It comes to the right point. Sent by D'Angelo to Pajot. Back to D'Angelo, who now places it down into the corner. Goes through the corner, around behind the net, over to the left point. The shot gets through, and Elvis is able to knock it aside. Blue Jackets again, they cannot clear the zone. Here comes a shot. That one hit Duclair. Follow-up chance, and Elvis makes that save. I'm telling you, watching this game right now, you would think that there's only one side of the ice. Oh, wait, there's the other side, but it's going to be an icing call against the Blue Jackets. They cannot get out of the zone. They cannot keep from icing the puck right now. They just can't. Whatever they're doing, it's just not working. Nothing. So that's the bad news. The good news is they haven't given up a goal through all of this pressure. There's just that one goal by Engvall, but they've got to figure out a way to get out of their own end here. Get down to the other side of the ice. You talk about the ice being tilted. I mean, right now it's like a seesaw. Seesaw with the heavy person on one end and the light person on the other end. And the Blue Jackets are the light person right now, I'll tell you that. So they've got to get this all figured out. Good Branson chips it off the glass and back out to the neutral zone again. Here's a turnover. Zach Aston Reese can't hold it. The Blue Jackets are having trouble holding every puck that they get to. The Islanders are not. And they've got it again, the Islanders do. Ryan Pulock goes across the ice, left wing side. Bo Horvat looking to the slot, and here's a score. Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. That is just tic-tac-toe. Palmieri comes free. He's coming down the slot. There's not a guy in the area code, and he's able to just walk right down the pipe and do whatever he wants. Horvat, he sets it up nicely. He just slides over into the circle, and then he waits. And then Palmieri says, hey, nobody's watching me. And then it's too late. So it's a 2-0 lead. That goal comes in the final 2 minutes. It comes at 18:41. If you can't get out of your own end, I don't know what you expect to happen. If you can't move the puck, if you can't attack the other net, then it's going to be a long night. And again, the puck in the neutral zone. Boone Jenner's able to take it. He will fire it into the Islanders' end. Sorokin goes behind the net. He gets it. Finds Romanov. Now over to Engvall. He'll lift it through the air. Boquist tried to get it at the blue line. It got knocked away by Severson. And this one back into the Islanders' zone. Romanov gets it. Boone Jenner hounding him. Severson up to put a check on his man, and the Islanders come out with the puck again, and here they go, 3 men strong. Up the left side, here's a shot, and it goes off the shoulder of Merzlikins. Now it's Provorov trying to get it in the near corner. Engvall is in there too for the Islanders, and he knocks it loose, takes a shot. Elvis makes a save. Fantilli will play it off the backhand and use the glass on the far side of the ice to clear it to the neutral zone. Down to 16 seconds left in the period here. And the Islanders have a 2-0 lead. And the period is going to come to an end. With the Islanders up by a pair here. The again. But that was not a good period for the Blue Jackets. It was at points early on, but the second half of the period was just, as I said, if you can't get out of your own end, bad things are going to.
And then they spent the entire rest of the period in the offensive zone. It results in a Kyle Palmieri goal, his 22nd of the year. Bo Horvat and Ryan Pulock, the assist on that tally with 1:19 left in the period. No penalties on either side. The Islanders with the last 10 shots on goal of the frame outshoot Columbus 16-6.
So that Palmieri goal officially is 22nd from Horvat and now Ryan Pulock at the 18:41 mark. And Greg, what a period for the Islanders. Exactly what you wanted to see here on home ice where they've been so strong of late.
And how about that fourth line? It doesn't contribute with a goal, but McLean, Siplikov, and Gatcomb felt like they were in the offensive zone the entire time they were on the ice. We do go downstairs now to Adam Boquist. And Adam, just your overall thoughts on that first period. Sees your team ahead 2-0.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job that period. I think we were on their D-man and, worked from low. But I think we got to clean up a little bit. They had a few really good chances that Sorokin made a good save on.
Well, Boki, congratulations on the bump up from fourth-line center to third-line right wing tonight, and you pick up a big assist on the Engvall goal. Take me through it.
Yeah, thank you. It's much harder than I thought, to be honest with you. Kind of got to get my breath back here in the intermission, but yeah, obviously it's nice just to be out there play again. I took a little hit there in LA that kept me out for a little bit, and then they played good, and the coach didn't make any chance. But I'm happy to be back in.
All right, Boki, we'll let you catch your breath. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Again, that is Adam Boquist, normally a defenseman, but tonight a third-line right wing, and he had the assist, the primary helper, on Engvall's goal that opened the scoring, and then Palmieri doubled it. It's 2-0 New York after 20 minutes tonight on the Island. We'll take a quick time out, and when we come back, Greg and Rachel from the Talkin' House podcast, they'll break down the opening frame. It's next. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
The Islanders Children's Foundation is dedicated to supporting the youth of local communities. Islanders Children's Foundation helps children in the community with health, education, and youth hockey development. The foundation raises awareness for causes close to the hearts of the community and supports the Islanders' overall mission while supporting some of the NHL's core initiatives. The Islanders Children's Foundation has many fundraising events and programs throughout the season, including the annual golf outing, one of the foundation's premier fundraising events, specialty-themed jersey auctions, game night fundraising, and silent auction, plus holiday and cause-related fundraisers. The Islanders believe in supporting our youth to help ensure a successful future. We see the hardships that surround many families. These families deserve the support from everyone in the community. The Islanders take pride in being a leader and helping those through these tough circumstances. More information about the Islanders Children's Foundation can be found at NewYorkIslanders.com.
This is WRHU-FM Hempstead, the radio home for your New York Islanders, Radio Hofstra University, WRHU Hempstead.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network. Find more information about the New York Islanders at NY Islanders across platforms X, Instagram, TikTok, and New York Islanders on Facebook.
Daily Pay underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
The numbers are in. Once again, WRHU is New York's number one non-commercial radio station. Thank you, New York, for your support.
88.7 WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
Get closer to the pride when you step inside WRHU's The Locker Room. Whether it's at Captain's Field,
this is Jacob Woznicki.
This is Millie Davis.
Or the MAC.
This is Emma Von Essen.
This is Speedy Claxton.
Or Stewart Stadium.
Hi, this is Lulu Cordello.
Hi, this is head coach Seth Tierney.
Listen for in-depth analysis of all your favorite Hofstra Pride players and teams.
History in Hempstead! The Hofstra Pride are kings of the Coastal Athletic Association!
Fridays from 5 to 6, only on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
This is Anthony Duclair, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And we welcome you back to the Stan Fischler press level at UBS Arena. Greg Picker here alongside Rachel Lucier. And after one period of action, the New York Islanders hold a 2-0 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Pierre Engvall, 6th goal this season. Adam Boqvist and Tony DeAngelo, the assists at 13-16 of the frame. And then Kyle Palmieri doubled the Islanders' lead with 1:19 to go in the period. Bo Horvat, Ryan Pluck, the assist on that goal. And there were very few sequences that saw the puck to our left. Almost everything was to our right in Elvis Merzlikins' end. 17 shots on goal for the Islanders.
Really momentous period for the Islanders. Talk about different guys stepping up every single night. Watt talked about that, needing offense from all four lines. How about Engvall faking out Zach Werenski for that goal, getting the Islanders on the board? And then, of course, Palmieri taking that slot from Horvat behind the goal line to get a 2-0 lead before the period's over. Really solid performance by the Islanders, I think. You know, you have everyone contributing, even the D joining the rush, getting involved in the offense. Dobson had that quality chance. Tony DeAngelo has been so noticeable this period as well. So, and also, you know, we talked to you before this commercial break here, Adam Boqvist at playing wing. He looks comfortable. He looks a little bit better out there since his debut at center a few weeks ago, but him getting that primary assist on that Engvall goal, really impressive for him. Just an all-around solid effort by the Islanders.
The team leaders in shots on goal were Anders Lee and Alex Romanov. Anders doesn't contribute to any goals in that period, but certainly had a few chances. And his one career hat trick did come against the Columbus Blue Jackets in this building. But overall, we told you the 17 shots on goal, 7 attempts for the Islanders blocked by Columbus, 6 that missed the net. So a total of 30 shot attempts compared to 14 for Columbus. 6 on goal, 6 that were blocked by the Islanders, and 2 that missed the net. And how about that Siplikov, McLean, Gatcomb line? I mean, you mentioned that there they moved from Siplikov, but they have just been fantastic since being put together in these last couple of weeks.
And Sorokin making some big saves, and Columbus coming out strong. Sean Monahan making his return. He logged 5 minutes, 24 seconds in his first period back after missing 29 games. Also, 1 attempt blocked, 1 missed shot, 1 hit, and 1 giveaway for Monahan. Also, I thought pretty noticeable, Eric Gabranson also made an important defensive play on Horvat before in the period. So those guys making their return tonight. But again, you know, Islanders understood the assignment, understood how much this game means, and got on their rivals early in the first period.
And every line for the Islanders had at least 2 shots on goal. We're talking about just the forward lines in that mix, as Kyle Palmieri had 2 shots, and the second was a goal to make it 2-0. It's 2-0 after 1 here. Between the Islanders and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Coming up just 1 minute away, a feature on the Israel on UBS ice hockey game that was played here in this building last night. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
Proud to produce New York Islanders hockey. This is WRHU-FM, Hempstead Radio, Hofstra University.
This broadcast of New York Islanders hockey on WRHU is underwritten in part by UBS Arena. More information about UBS Arena is available at NewYorkIslanders.com/Belmont.
Wake up your mind. Start your day with Hofstra's Morning Wake Up Call. Weekday mornings, 7 till 9 a.m. Lively talk about Long Island life, national news, and international issues from the minds and mouths of Hofstra students.
This is Ryan Pollock. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Rachel Lucier. Tonight at UBS Arena, first intermission, New York Islanders lead the Columbus Blue Jackets by the score of 2-0. Well, what a terrific hockey game was here last night. And you're saying to yourself, Kinger, the Islanders didn't play last night. I know that, but last night in this building, HC Tel Aviv took on the Jerusalem Capitals in the first ever game by the Israel Elite Hockey League anywhere in North America. So they selected to play it here at UBS Arena, and our Giuseppe Oliveri takes us inside that game in a feature he calls Israel on UBS Ice.
Good evening. My name is Mark Brunengraber. I'm the co-founder, co-commissioner of the IEHL. Welcome to the IEHL USA Challenge Cup.
Yesterday, on March 23rd, history was made on Long Island. The Israel Elite Hockey League played their first ever professional game in North America and chose UBS Arena to host HC Tel Aviv versus the Jerusalem Capitals. This event was bigger than hockey as it brought the Jewish people and all who support them together. Before puck drop, Ivan Gluck, an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor, received a special honor from Jerusalem.
Now for the Jerusalem Capitals, would you please welcome Ivan Gluck. This 87-year-old Holocaust survivor is the team's honorary captain.
8,000 fans made their way to witness the historic bout, and these two clubs did not disappoint. A 7-6 overtime thriller which saw 118 total shots. And Tel Aviv found the back of the net for the first ever IEHL goal in the United States.
Right, it comes, another shot is blocked away, and Finfer centering feed, Janello, backdoor Blake scores! Chris Blake has the first Israeli goal in the United States!
During the first intermission, co-commissioner and co-founder of the IEHL, Mark Brunegraber, told the world the true meaning behind this league.
It shows Israel to the world in something of a lens other than the conflict that you always hear about. It normalizes Israel through sports. That's critical, that people see Israelis as people, because that's what Israelis and the Jewish people are, just like any other group of people. And a game like this, cultural exchange here in the U.S. normalizes the state of Israel and the people of Israel.
Back to the action. The game went to sudden death, tied at 6, and the Jerusalem Capitals walked away winners.
Kane sends one to the goal on a save. Zajic on the rebound, he scores! The winner for Dennis Zajic! Jerusalem wins 7-6!
Jerusalem may have won the game, but all of Israel are winners after this historic night. For the Islanders Radio Network, I'm Giuseppe Oliveri. All sound courtesy of the Israel Elite Hockey League.
Terrific work by our Giuseppe Oliveri, really taking us inside last night's historic game here. Again, the first ever for the Israel Elite Hockey League in North America. They chose to do it at UBS Arena, and there you heard the thrilling overtime winner. Well, tonight it's the New York Islanders and Columbus Blue Jackets doing battle, and the Isles have a 2-0 lead after one period of play. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you an in-game sports update with all the out-of-town scores. We'll check in with Pierre Engvall from outside the Islanders locker room. We'll play Riddle the Radio, recap the first, and start the second. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
This is the New York Islanders Intermission Report.
Live from our Hofstra studios, I'm Billy Nafash. There are a trio of other games going on around the NHL, and we start with a family feud between the Hughes family at The Rock, with the Canucks leading the Devils 1-0. Acting Vancouver first-line center Pia Suter opened the scoring on a one-timer.
He's been such a huge add to New Jersey. You got to weather the storm here and let him get his feet wet again and get back into a groove.
Centering and a score! What a pass!
Unbelievable pass.
Marcus Pettersson finds Pugh Suter.
Sound courtesy of ESPN+. Both Vancouver and New Jersey are losers of 3 of their last 4, but the Devs sit somewhat comfortably in 3rd place in the Metro, while the Canucks sit 5 points out of the last wildcard spot in the West. Minnesota's old team hosts Minnesota's new team in Dallas as the Stars are scoreless with the Wild in the first. Dallas has registered a point in 12 consecutive regular season games against Minnesota, and both sit in the top 4 in the Central Division. The Red Wings visit Salt Lake City for the first time in their 99-year history to take on Utah. Both teams view points at a premium at this juncture of the season, and Utah head coach Andre Tourigny had this to say ahead of an important contest for both clubs.
Everyone, no change in the lineup. Detroit is a little bit in the same position than us. They're really desperate for points, so I expect a high-intensity game.
Detroit is currently 5 points out of the last wildcard spot in the East, and Utah 6 points in the West. Detroit has been in free fall in the standings, losing 9 of their last 11, while Utah is attempting to make a late surge, winning 3 of their last 4, and registering at least 1 point in 7 of their last 9. Puck drop is set for 9 p.m. On the hardwood, the Brooklyn Nets trail the Dallas Mavericks in the second quarter. Dallas sees the return of Anthony Davis for just the second time in a Mavericks uniform and hope to see him finish the game healthy for the first time. AD has 6 points through 1.5 quarters of play. Brooklyn are losers of 6 of their last 7. The Islanders lead the visiting Blue Jackets 2-0 after 1 period of play. From our WRHU Hofstra studios, I'm Billy Nafash. Chris King and Greg Picker will be back with second period action after these short messages on the Islanders Radio Network.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
This is Kyle McLean, and you're listening to New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Rachel Lucier back at UBS Arena. First intermission, and the New York Islanders have a 2-0 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Well, the big Swede opened the scoring tonight. MSG's Shannon Hogan talked with Pierre Engvall between periods.
You know what? The guys were just talking heading to break, and I thought it was an interesting point. They talked about how you guys have played periods like this before and not been rewarded with the goals. How much of a difference does it make going into the room, having played a good period, but also having the 2 goals to show for it?
Yeah, obviously, getting the goals for it, we're working really hard, and, we've been creating a lot of chances out there. So, to see all the lines get rewarded, I think that's huge for us.
I'd love to hear about your goal. Kind of feels like you're heating up offensively right now, the last couple of games. What did you see, and how were you able to finish it off?
Yeah, I think it's Tony, makes a good pass to Bo Horvat, and, I see that we have a Canada 2-on-1, and then just try to fake the shot and shoot it, and went in, so it felt really good.
Okay, I want to talk about Adam Boqvist, because this is a guy who's become a little bit of a utility player. When we saw that he was going to be playing on the wing as a defenseman, he's willing to do whatever, but what is it like for you, and how important is the communication when you have a defenseman that's going to jump in a role like that?
Yeah, I think he's a really skilled player, and, have a good shot and, good playmaking ability, so... we just try to talk to him, a little bit where to be in O-zone and things like that. But, I think he's doing a great job and pretty easy to play with him. So, yeah.
All right, Pierre, thanks so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And that is Pierre Engvall, who's 6th of the year from Boqvist and D'Angelo, opened the scoring tonight at 13-16 in the first. And then at 18:41, Kyle Palmieri's 22nd from Horvat and Pulock double the lead as New York outshot Columbus 17-6 in the first. We had no penalties in stanza number 1. We welcome back in Rachel to play Riddle the Radio.
All right, gentlemen, I'm pretty jazzed about this one. This question comes at you guys from Bob Hawk. For Columbus, 5 years ago, the Blue Jackets played the 4th longest game in NHL history. Remember that bubble playoff game against the Lightning with over 90 minutes of overtime. Other than the Easter Epic, who scored the latest Islanders goal in playoff history? So not Pat LaFontaine.
So the second longest.
Second longest.
Yeah, I have some good hints in my head about this one. So
I've got a couple of names in mind. Yeah. It's more on the recent side than in the older Dynasty Day time.
There's a unique twist to that, which we'll get when Rachel's back to answer the question.
We'll find out.
But there is a very unique twist to that, which I'm not going to give away here as a potential hint. But I have a good idea about that one. I think Greg does too, but it's a very good question because obviously everybody remembers Pat LaFontaine, quadruple overtime, Easter Epic, but now what is the second longest overtime goal in Islander history is here. Columbus guilty of icing 17 seconds into the second with the Jackets down 2-0. CBJ in the visiting white there, trimmed in blue and red. They go left to right this period. Elvis Merzlikins in goal to our left. Islanders in the home blue. Their trim is orange and white. Ilya Sorokin on the goal line to our right.
For the Islanders from those 2 goals, of course, scored by Pierre Engvall and Kyle Palmieri, but the team leaders in shots on goal, Alex Romano from the blue line and Anders Lee, who also had 3 hits in that opening period.
And Ilya Sorokin last played here Thursday in the overtime win over the Canadiens, and he did something no Islander goaltender in franchise history had ever done before. He had a multi-point game. 2 assists in the victory. So, again, 52nd season of New York Islander hockey this year. And, again, no goalie had ever had more than a single point in a game. He's obviously scored a goal earlier this year against Nashville. So Sorokin...
Earlier this month, it's a 3-point month.
Yes, it's a 3-point month, but Again, you talk about what he did stopping 38 shots in that win over the Canadiens in overtime, Greg. That was a tie for his season high, but let's not forget about those assists. And again, having a 3-point month is Ilya Sorokin. So not only stopping the puck well, has contributed offensively. And just kidding about this number this morning, but again, with the one goal, there are 4 Islanders skaters who haven't scored a goal yet this year, so he's better than them. And there are 9 skaters for the Islanders who have not had a multi-assist game this year. So he's done something almost half his team hasn't done so far with his offense, and obviously we love the way he's stopping the puck. He's given up 3 goals against or less in 8 straight games coming in.
Now, the one benefit for him in overtime is it's pretty common for a goaltender to get an assist in overtime. Yeah. He's obviously on the ice for all of the extra session.
There's Horvat, who had that overtime winner in the left wing corner, taken down dangerously by Severson, and he's hurt, and now the Islanders get in the face of Severson. But Bo Horvat, the Islanders' leading scorer, dumped hard on the fresh ice, which contributes to him going in so hard into that left wing corner. He's on his knees, and here's trainer Damian Hess out immediately to attend to Bo, who does get to his skates, and now tries to skate away from Hess. And the crowd cheering the fact that Bo is back up and, again, flexing out that left leg, I'd say, Greg, a little more than the right now.
Yeah, it's just so dangerous and unnecessary. We'll get the official call here.
Severson arguing his case.
Columbus 78, minor penalty. Gripping.
So just a minor.
What's the argument there? And the puck is in the corner, and Bo is going after the puck. Severson not only initiates contact, I mean, he takes out his right leg. And the proximity to the boards is what makes it the most dangerous part about that play. Horvat, we will see if he is able to come out for the next unit on the power play, but a real scary moment there. He is on the bench. He did not go to the dressing room, but certainly a scary moment when Horvat has really been putting the team on his back with so many absences for the Islanders. Barzal's been out, and of course Brock Nelson traded 2 of your 3 biggest offensive contributors.
Well, time for a New York Lottery power play. Islanders trying to add to a 2-0 lead. The Columbus Blue Jackets win the faceoff, dump it down. It's another reason that Adam Boquist is in the lineup tonight as a forward, as he does great work on the power play. Islanders get the center point shot through from Riley. That's a save by Merzlikins. Jackets trying to get it out near side. Islanders trying to hold it in. Boone Jenner, little touch pass, and clearing it all the way down is Fabro, whereas Sorokin will cut it off behind his net. Islander power play still dead last in the NHL at 12.4%. Jackets 25th on the kill, 75.4%. New York 1 for 3 on the power play in the previous 2 games against the Jackets. Bo Horvat had the power play goal here against Columbus, and the Islander win January 20th. 2-on-1, shorthanded for Columbus. Olivier whiffed on the shot, though, from the left circle after being set up by Cunnin from the right.
That's the way that the past 2 weeks have gone for Columbus. You couldn't have had a better chance shorthanded unless it was an all-out breakaway, and it was executed well, but not even a shot on goal.
Olivier gets one on goal here from the right dot. A left pad save Sorokin. So right now, this has been more about Columbus on the PK getting shots off, as now Horvat is on the ice, and he'll start from behind his own net, but only 30 seconds to go on this power play, and he pushes it up the middle of the ice for Noah Dobson. Little drop pass for Bo at the Islander line, weaving his way through center, left wing over the red, over the Columbus blue. Down to Palmieri on the half boards, knocked off his stick by Goodbranson. Palmieri keeps it alive with his skates. They kick it out, but it's through the glove of Dobson, a bouncing puck. He went down at left point to try to hold his own, but could not. And he's got to start with D'Angelo back in Islander ice. Just 10 seconds to go on New York's man advantage. Tony D, right wing over the Columbus line. Top of the left circle for Palmieri to the half boards with 3. Left point for Dobson. Center point, he skates it, then goes behind Palmieri in the left circle as Severson out of the box and back into his own end. So New York 0 for 1 in their power play. Still 2-0 Islanders, coming up on the 4-minute mark of the middle frame.
I think Dobson hesitated on a shot he would have taken if it wasn't for the fact that there were only 2 seconds left on the power play. And if it gets blocked, then Severson could be sent out of the penalty box for a breakaway. So Dobson made the conservative play and didn't force a puck through.
And Dauber is the Islanders team leader in power play points with 9 on the season. So Jackets Marchenko behind the New York net goes for a skate left corner, sets it up left circle, but in the skates of Werenski, and broken up by New York. Islanders start the other way. Pelech, left wing to his own blue line, long stretch pass, bounces it in wide left of the net as Merzlikins leaves it for Werenski. His big Monday night crowd chants, "Let's go Islanders." New York leading it 2-0. Jackets bring it over the outer line. Marchenko is straight on wrister along the ice, steered aside easily by Sorokin to the far corner. Jackets keep it alive to the near, but then pushed out to center. And now the Islanders create a 3-on-1. Siplikov through the left circle. Oh, he tried to shoot, and Werenski lifted his stick from behind, and he got almost nothing on it.
Islanders just didn't push the pace quickly enough because Werenski has great wheels and was able to get back and prevent Siplikov from getting anything towards Elvis Merzlikins. 5 minutes into the second period, still 2-0 Islanders.
And Werenski doing it at both ends, but he is goalless in his last 8 games, Zach Werenski, tying his longest drought of the season. But the Blue Line are already with 20 goals, 49 assists, and 69 points, second in all 3 categories to Cale Makar of the Avs, who's the likely winner of the Norris Trophy. Jackets, Merzlikins trying to work it out far side, but it bounced off Jenner. Islanders hold it in. Dobson, right point, plays give and go, then fires. Center point, missed it wide left. Alert play by Elvis, though, with his goal stick, preventing Zikas from popping it in on that hard rebound off the end boards left to the paint. Fantilli above the left circle, pull up wrister, shoots, he scores! Oh, what a rocket from Adam Fantilli, and he has cut the lead in half and put Columbus on the board. They trail it 2-1.
And Merzlikins might get an assist on this. Not sure if there was a second pass in between the play he made, pushing that puck away from Zikas after the hard carom off the backboards, and Fantilli, I don't think there was. I think he'll get the secondary assist, but Fantilli using Dobson as a screen. Great release to beat Sorokin upstairs glove side. I wouldn't necessarily call it a high dangerous chance, though, as it kind of came out of nowhere, just tucks in underneath where the crossbar and post meet. And the Jackets are within 1, 5:31 into the second period.
Well, Fantilli had his second career hat trick March 9th at Madison Square Garden against the Rangers and hadn't scored since. So that's his first goal in 7 games, and he had a great chance in the first period, maybe the best of the period for Columbus. Sorokin beat him that time. As here it looks like Danforth headed a puck ahead to center and then played it himself in deep. So a little soccer play in the neutral zone by Justin Danforth. So Columbus feeling it here. I'm sure, again, their head coach let him hear it between periods after the Islanders outshot him 17-6 in the first. Dean Evison never pulls any punches. As here a left point shot by him. The young defenseman Matejchuk deflects out of play and will take a timeout. 6:01 into the second on Long Island. It's now a 2-1 game in favor of the home team. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
New York Islanders hockey is underwritten by the NHL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This live game broadcast of New York Islanders hockey is produced and distributed by WRHU Radio, Hofstra University.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio, Hofstra University.
This is Kyle Palmieri, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Well, CBJ was hoping to get a big boost tonight with the return of their first-line center, Sean Monahan. He'd missed the last 28 games with an upper body injury. Yesterday on the island, Patrick Waugh was asked how that would affect the outcome of this game.
Well, I mean, he's a good hockey player. I mean, he's a good 200-feet guy. So, I mean, I'm sure they're pretty happy to have him back. I mean, it's when you lose key players, I mean, you don't really replace these guys. I mean, you hope that the whole group's gonna find a way to make up for it. A bit like when you lose like Barzal, it's the same thing. So I mean, it's a good challenge for the team, and I'm sure they're happy to have them back. But at the same time, it doesn't change anything for us. We need to be ready for them.
Patrick Waugh on the return of Sean Monahan tonight for the Jackets.
And on Adam Fantilli's 22nd of the season from Dante Fabro and Elvis Merzlikins at 5:31. Columbus is within 1, 2-1 Islanders. That is Merzlikins' first point of the season, and the goaltender last recorded an assist back in February of 2023. Overall, his 5th career assist.
Yeah, I was looking at that, Greg. You mentioned first point of the year. He does have 6 penalty minutes, so taken 3 minor penalties, but picks up his first point as Fantilli cuts the lead in half, and now Columbus trying to tie the game here in Islander ice, but they turn it over. Holmstrom at center, trying to chop it around Severson. They battle through the right circle, down the middle for Dobson, shoots, and he just missed it wide right. Trying to go back against the grain on Merzlikins, who is sliding toward him to the left. Islanders hold it in. Big blast, bottom of the right circle by Horvat, turned aside by Elvis. And now Provorov is going to go off the window, but have it kick into the Islander bench. So 2-1 New York, 13:28 to go in the second. And Greg, I know you and Rachel talked about this, but the Blue Jackets are the only team in the Metro Division that has never won a game here at UBS Arena. They've played 6, they've lost them all, they're 0-5-1. And they've been outscored by the Islanders in those 6 losses, 27-10.
Well, overall, dating back to December of 2006, the Islanders are 18-2-4 against Columbus on home ice, no matter the venue.
So again, Islanders hoping those trends continue. Jackets with a big goal from Fantilli are hoping that's the start of a comeback. Columbus turns it over, though, on their own end. Islanders work it to the right wing corner for Gatcomb. Knocked off his stick, and Van Riemsdyk pressured by Gatcomb. Good back check by Mark after the turnover, and they continue to battle. Gatcomb and Van Riemsdyk. Meanwhile, Columbus brings it down the slot on Werenski's stick, but a shot deflected over the crossbar by an Islander player. Here's Siplikov, skates it out the center, but lost it in front of the penalty boxes. Werenski in his own end will drop it off for Dante Fabro. And again, the Islanders show that very structured 1-1-3 trap right now in the neutral zone, as Columbus will try to find a way through it. They gain the red line, send it to the right side in Islander ice. Mike Riley trying to take it away there. He worked it to Pulock far side, and Pulley hooks around his net. Little alley-oop layout pass, but Werenski beat everybody to it between the circles in front of his net. Nice pass out at center, but didn't connect now with Cunnin. They wave off the icing, saying it hit something in the neutral zone, and Romanov starts the other way for the Isles. Islanders miss on a pass. It came back to Romy in his own end. He was Johnny on the spot. Now to D'Angelo on the near side, and Tony D trying to find a way through a crowded neutral zone as well. To Romanov, who gets the checkered stripe, sends it far corner. Merzlikins went for a stroll out of his net, then back in his crease as Goodbranson worked it up the far side for Johnson, who got it out to the red line, but intercepted there between the benches by Romanov. He flips it between the boxes for Cizikas. Casey left wing corner in the Jackets end for Engvall. Right wing corner now for Boquist. Back for Engvall, but through him. And Columbus starts the other way in transition as Boone Jenner bounces it in wide left of the New York net. On it there, Romanov got double teamed. Columbus comes away with it. They try to set up a man in front in Jenner, but instead picked off by D'Angelo, and he backhands it up the near side. Engvall fought it through to center ice, only to turn it over.
And Jenner was wide open in the slot there with Romanov stuck in the far side corner, so D'Angelo's cutoff prevented a point-blank opportunity.
D'Angelo turned it over on a pass that was intercepted by Boone Jenner in the right wing corner of Islander ice. He goes around the rim, but nobody there for Columbus, and Johnson should be covering back in his own end as a forward on D. Gets the red line right side after a skate across the ice and sends it right back in. Columbus keeps it alive here, working it out to Severson down the right wing wall. Islanders try to get it by him. Good work by Cizikas here to shield it away. To D'Angelo behind his net, to Romanov far side as he spins off the pressure. Trying to pull it free is Danforth. He goes to Provorov at left point, the longtime flyer. And now the Jackets turn it over, and it's a 3-on-3 for New York. Cizikas left wing over the red. He's going to send it in deep as lines are changing for the Islanders. And now Columbus will start the other way. Approaching the midpoint of a fast-moving second. We're 40 seconds away from that. The Jackets have an Adam Fantilli goal, and they now trail just 2-1. Columbus again trying to snap a 6-game winless streak coming in at 0-5-1. Islanders have points in 5 in a row, 3-0-2. Soft one in on Sorokin from the neutral zone. Plays it to Riley near side, up the wall for Duclair. And a nice layout for Pajot, jumping on it. Right wing over the Jacket line. JG shoots from there, and a left pad save Merzlikins. Rebound to Pajot in the right corner. It came out to Riley at left point. Mike takes the shot. Glove save. Nice scoop there by Elvis, and he'll hold on. Still 2-1 New York. 10-11 to go in period 2.
Well, you mentioned the Jackets, the only Metro team to have never won at UBS Arena, but they're one of 2 teams to have never won here. As the Winnipeg Jets don't even have a point in their 4 visits to UBS, 0-4-0. Columbus has 1 overtime loss in their 6 visits ever to this building.
And just the opposite coming here Wednesday night, Greg, when the homestand wraps up against the Canucks. Vancouver 3-0 all-time at UBS Arena. So they've never lost a game in this building, as next year the Islanders will celebrate the 5th anniversary season already of this wonderful new facility. Can't believe it'll be 5 years already, and of course they'll celebrate by hosting the All-Star game. Here's Horvat, top of the left circle in the Columbus end, trying to go backdoor right of the crease for Holmstrom, but it didn't connect. Homer kept it into Palmieri in the skates of Horvat at center point, but they say it came loose to the neutral zone in New York, offside. We'll take a timeout. It's 2-1 Islanders, 9:52 to go in the second tonight here on Hempstead Turnpike. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
When the Islanders are on the ice, we're on the air. The New York Islanders Radio Network.
The numbers
are in. Once again, WRHU is New York's number one non-commercial radio station. Thank you, New York, for your support.
88.7 WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MSG Plus and MSG.com.
This is Bo Horvat, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Well, UBS Arena was built for hockey but made for music, and this coming Friday night at 9 o'clock, it's the World of Vibes inaugural Wave Music Fest featuring Spice, Valiant, Skeng, and Kraft. If you're a comedy fan, don't forget this Saturday night at 8 o'clock, it's Cat Williams bringing his Heaven on Earth tour, and we mentioned the Islanders close out a 4-game homestand here Wednesday night, 7:30 against the Vancouver Canucks. For details and ticket information for all of these great events, go to ubsarena.com.
A tough weekend ahead for the Islanders on the road as they'll visit Tampa and Carolina in a back-to-back over Saturday and Sunday, and the Hurricanes will be off on Saturday, so that means that they will be the rested team going up against the Islanders on home ice on a Sunday. And when you have that type of, even though a quick road trip, that type of road trip makes these two games on home ice to wrap up the homestand even that much more crucial, because if you can somehow, if you can manage to finagle 4 points out of these next two games, it takes a little bit of the pressure off over the weekend, where if you don't come away with what you want in these last two home games, that means you probably have to go 2-0-0 in Tampa and Carolina.
You think about it, Greg, the last 6 times the Islanders have made the Stanley Cup playoffs, 3 times knocked out by Tampa, 3 times knocked out by Carolina, so those two teams have been their kryptonite in the postseason the last 6 times in for New York. Here, Islanders with a 2-1 lead, but Columbus pressing to tie it after the Fantilli goal, 5:31 in, cut that lead in half. Columbus sends it back behind the Islander net. New York works it to the far side on the stick of Bo Horvat. 2-on-2 with Simon Holmstrom through center. He's going to play chip and chase. Bo is to himself in the right wing corner, and he's got it. Jabs at left wing corner for Holmstrom. Simon roughed up, still stays strong on the puck, but now they double team him, and Werenski comes away with it. Holmstrom knocked down Zach's clearing pass and gets some help from Palmieri to keep it alive. Tepellik at left point, right point. The shot by Dobson hit bodies in the high slot, loose to the far wall, and Voronkov is going to send it off the dasher out to center, where it's gloved down by Dobson at the red line. He'll send it in deep, and both teams will change up. Shots in the game are 21-9 in favor of the Islanders, but in the second period, it's just a 4-3 margin in favor of New York. Jackets, nice stretch pass sending Van Riemsdyk right wing over the Islander line to Cunnin behind the net. He's given a rough ride by Romanov, who slams him into the end boards and separates him from the luggage. Trying to go out the near side here is Kyle McLean, but JVR prevented that. Islanders work it far side instead, but turn it over. Matejchuk tried to get it in deep, but broken up nicely by Siplikov. Gets the red, now over the Columbus blue. Sippy trying to go through that right circle the way he schooled Fabro earlier in the game, but it didn't work against the youngster Matejchuk, who got it ahead and back behind the New York goal. They hit a man in the right circle. That's good. Branson, whose snapper was deflected on the way in and skips into the glove of Sorokin. 2-1 Isles, 8:18 to go in the second.
They mentioned the last 6 times the Islanders have made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs and lost, it would have been either Carolina or Tampa knocking them out. And the prior time would have been 2015 against Washington. Washington, mathematically, the Islanders' most likely first-round opponent should they qualify for the playoffs, because the second wild card spot is the most likely spot the Islanders can end up in, and they will be playing the team atop the Eastern Conference, which is Washington right now, with a nice gap between themselves at 102 points and Carolina at 90.
And the Islanders lose the faceoff here. Severson at left point at Islander ice to Provorov at right point. His shot broken up on the way through. Pelech went down to a knee, popped back up, but Lee had his stick broken. The blade snapped right off the shaft, so the captain's got to cross the ice and grab a new twig. He will, and stay in the action as the Islanders try to find him. But Severson broke up the pass for Lee and carried it left wing over the New York line. Here a shot by Jenner, a stick save by Sorokin. Actually off his pad above his stick there to the far boards. Islanders do get it out to center. So that road trip Greg was telling you about this weekend in Tampa and Carolina, that ends the month of March. Greg was talking about Washington. Islanders will host the Capitals twice in April. And, of course, not just the hockey world, but the entire world watching Alexander Ovechkin trying to chase down Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal-scoring record of 894 goals. And, Greg, you just have a feeling somehow, some way, Ovi, who loves playing against the Islanders, is either going to get the tying goal or the go-ahead goal against New York in those two meetings here at UBS in the month of April. So we will see, as Islanders again hope that doesn't happen on their watch. Patrick Waugh's been asked about it. He said as much. As here, a bad pass by the Jackets in the New York end, right on the stick of Engvall, and he's going to skate it left wing over the Columbus line. Pierre already with a goal tonight that opened the scoring in the first period, but an ill-advised pass to the blue line, intercepted by Danforth.
Romanov just got away with interference.
That's the same thing I was thinking about. He absolutely got away with interference as he bumped him to prevent him from chasing that puck down, but he was nowhere near the puck whatsoever. So a break for the Islanders. Jackets haven't had a power play in the game. Islanders have had one, and they managed only one shot on goal. As we're down now under 7 minutes remaining in the second period. Islanders again 2 points behind the Montreal Canadiens for the second and final wildcard spot in the East. Habs do not play tonight. Again, they'll be in St. Louis tomorrow night. The Battle of Blues team, as Greg told you, has won 6 in a row, and they're currently sitting in that second wildcard spot in the West. So a huge game for St. Louis as the Islanders here offside at the Columbus line, and Kyle Palmieri has words for the linesman here. He completely disagreed.
Yeah, Palmieri felt that it was not offside, but Palmieri certainly preceded the puck into the offensive zone and in a possession. Maybe that's Palmieri's argument that he did, as he pushed it around Goodbranson. And yeah, that's offside. Not by much, but it certainly was offside. That was not possession on the stick of Palmieri. So the linesman got the call right there, and we play on 6:22 to go in the second period.
So again, Engvall scored the first Islander goal tonight. Palmieri 5 minutes and 25 seconds later. But the only goal since then, Fantilli for the Jackets. Puck loose at center. Palmieri loses the race for Marchenko, trying to get behind Pelech. Cuts to the bottom of the left circle, centers it in front, backdoor looking for Monahan, and he just couldn't finish. Now it's turned over by the Jackets to the Islanders, going the other way through center. 2-on-2, Horvat with Holmstrom. Bo chips it into the left wing corner. Matejchuk beats him to it. Holmstrom trying to lock up Goodbranson, but he got it up the boards to Monahan as the two injured players returning here tonight for the Jackets are Goodbranson on D and Monahan as a forward, and they connected there on that short pass. Islanders find a man open left circle. That's Mike Riley walking in around Goodbranson. Riley takes it behind the net, still with it on his stick. Mike Riley out right point for Pulock's bomb. That's blocked out high. Right back to Pulock off the shin guards of Van Riemsdyk. Right wing corner for Horvat, grabbed by Gatcomb on a mixed line. Now to Riley above the left circle in Jackets ice. He goes out left point for Sivlikov, covering on D. And now Horvat to Riley, center point shot, and it stick the side by Merzlikins to the near corner. Columbus flips it out to center.
That started with a pass from Sivlikov to Mike Riley wide open at left point. He was too wide open.
Here a chance for the Islanders trying to work it right of the net. Sivlikov took it behind the cage, right circle, or rather left circle for Romanov, jumped over his stick. Sippy picked it back up. Center point now for the bomb by Romanov, and that missed the net, straight on, 60 feet out. Good sequence here for the Islanders. Gatcomb above the left circle to Romanov at left point in Columbus ice. Shoots it, that's over the net and off the back glass. Drops down there for Matejchuk. He's going to leave it there for his teammate Corrali, who finally lifts it high in the air at center, trying to get Van Riemsdyk in behind the D, but D'Angelo got back. They find Corrali one-on-one down the slot, but a great block by Romanov, who steers it out of play. We'll take a timeout. 4:32 to go in the second tonight here at UBS Arena. It remains New York 2 and Columbus 1. You're listening to Islanders hockey on the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Daily Pay underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
When the Islanders are on the ice, we're on the air. The New York Islanders Radio Network.
New York Islanders hockey is underwritten by the NHL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This is Casey Zizekas. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is rookie Mark Gatcomb when asked this morning, what are the keys to success tonight for the Isles?
Yeah, I think our approach doesn't switch. I think it just intensifies a little bit. Every shift is kind of do or die. So just bringing that energy, that physicality, that relentlessness, and just being responsible all throughout the ice. So there's really no room for error in this time of the season, and everyone here knows that. And I think we've done such a good job so far. So this next stretch is going to be huge for us.
That is Mark Gatcomb.
By the way, not completely out of the question, third place in the Metropolitan Division, because the Islanders come into action today 7 points back of the New Jersey Devils with 2 games in hand. Devils at home tonight against Vancouver. They were down 1-0, but Timo Meier has tied it up in the second period. So if the Islanders can get 2 points and the Devils lose in regulation tonight, New York will be 5 points back with 2 games in hand and still 1 game to go against New Jersey.
But again, of the 8 teams kind of battling for that 2 wild card spots, the only other team playing tonight is Detroit, and they're in Utah at 9 o'clock, so that's just about to drop the puck there out in Salt Lake City. So Islanders Jackets here in a close one, 2-1 in favor of the home team with 4.5 to go in the second period. Islanders send it all the way behind the Jacket goal line on the near side. New York trying to hold the zone, but Anthony Duclair, former Jacket, could not do that as it's moved out to center. And Boquist also played 3 years with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Mike Riley was a Blue Jackets draft pick, but never did play with Columbus as
he chose not to sign.
Yeah, chose not to sign, went to the University of Minnesota for 3 years instead, and then was signed by the Minnesota Wild, his home state team. So again, 3 connections, if you will, between the Islanders and the Jackets of former Jacket players in the case of 2 of those 3, and Boquist and Duclair, but not Mike Riley. We'll always remember the team that drafted him, but choosing not to sign with CBJ. The Jackets start back in their own end. Severson, the longtime Devil, straight up the middle now to Fantilli, who's got the only goal for Columbus. To Jenner, shoots straight on, that hit a leg, ended up in the near corner. Cleaned up nicely by Anders Lee, lays it out at center, connects with Adam Boquist. Sends it behind the net of the Jackets. Grabbed there by Werenski, who skates to the near side, leaves it for Fantilli. The former Hobey Baker winner is Adam Fantilli in his one and only season with the University of Michigan. He became just the 3rd freshman in college hockey history to win that Hobey Baker, along with Paul Kariya and Jack Eichel. Here the Islanders send it trying to connect with Boquist from the neutral zone to the right side of the Columbus line, but it's too far in front of Adam. And now he tries to keep it alive with help in that left wing corner. In arrives Horvat, but the Jackets able to flip it out of play here. Islanders asking for a delay of game penalty.
They're going to talk about it. Nobody made an immediate signal, and I think they're going to get it because I didn't hear it touch any sticks or glass. So all 4 officials huddling up. 3:02 to go in the second period. The Islanders had the only power play of this game. Columbus hasn't had a single man advantage. And what will we have as a decision here?
Here's Wes McCauley. Could be fun.
17, Columbus got a minor penalty for delay of game.
Well, he put as much into it as he could, Greg, for a delay of game call, right?
Well, he always likes everybody to know that he's the one in the building, but here we go. And the Islanders go back to the power play. Second time into this game. They didn't get much going on there first.
No.
And we do get a look at the replay. Certainly didn't touch glass or stick, so the correct call made there by the officials.
It's Justin Danforth, the one who put it in the seat. So big moment here. 3:02 to go in the second. Islanders started the period with a 2-0 lead. It's been cut in half by the Fantilli goal, but now they get a chance to get it back. This power play went 0 for 1 Saturday against Calgary, but was 2 for 3 here Thursday night against Montreal, with Duclair and Holmstrom scoring man up. Islanders win the faceoff. Dobson, center point, rocket off the blocker of Merzlikins, and right to the stick on the near side of Monahan, who works it to Jenner through the right circle, shoots, he scores! Short-handed goal for Boone Jenner from the top of the right circle, inside the left post. He rang it in off the iron. And Columbus with a shorty ties this game at 2.
Deflects off Noah Dobson and in. That's how it fools Ilya Sorokin as the Dobson blast ricocheted first off the stick of Bo Horvat, and then Kyle Palmieri accidentally pushes it to a Jacket stick. Flipped ahead high in the air, one-on-one, and Jenner's shot was going glove side, ends up off the stick of Dobson by the blocker of Sorokin. Bounces off the ice as well. And so Columbus has come back from a 2-0 deficit to tie things up at 2. Both goals for the Jackets coming off the rush on what you wouldn't necessarily call high-danger chances. And also immediately after an Islander rebound opportunity goes by the wayside And so the Islanders still do have a minute and 30 to go on the power play.
All right, they'll try to get it back now in a tie game, though. But the Jackets captain, Boone Jenner, who missed 56 games this year with a shoulder injury, scored his first goal of the year in their last game Friday in Pittsburgh. Now makes it 2 goals in 2 games. He had 9 assists, though, in his first 12 games of the season, but no red lights. Islanders set it up in jacket ice. D'Angelo can't hold the line at left point, though, and he's got to backtrack to his own blue line halfway through this Islander power play that has surrendered a shorthanded goal against and now needs a power play goal to regain the lead. Horvat under the big scoreboard at center on the Islander logo over the jacket line, but an ill-advised pass becomes a turnover, and Fabro sends it all the way down as this big Monday night crowd starts to voice their displeasure at New York's power play, which is down to 40 seconds remaining in it. Lack of power right now on this man advantage for the Isles. Next unit out there for Waugh. Duclair gets the red right side, ripped it in deep, but it kicks out of play, and we get a stoppage. 2-2 the score, a minute 36 to go in the second period. 35 seconds remaining on the Danforth minor for delay of game.
The way the first period went, we did not necessarily see this coming because the Islanders not only had the 2-0 lead, absolutely dominated play in the first, outshooting Columbus 17-6. But 2 goals off the rush for the Jackets. They haven't had a lot of sustained pressure in the offensive zone tonight, even with those 2 goals in the second. But we are all square after a much more low-event second period.
And 2 guys have battled lengthy injuries this year connect on that goal. Jenner's shorthanded goal from Monahan at 17-13 makes it a 2-all game. We told you Jenner missed 56 games. Monahan returns tonight, missing 28, so he picks up a helper in his return to action. Jackets get it out to center after an Islander dump in. New York's down to just 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Mike Riley left wing over the Columbus line, stashes it in deep. Merzlikins cut it off behind his net but turned it over. J.G. Pajot in the left corner try to go out to the blue line. Jackets intercept that. Out of the box is Danforth, and now the Islanders. Riley through the left circle, shoots, but pinned to the blocker with the glove by Merzlikins, who then lost it. Lee falling down behind the net, got it out to Boquist at right point, to Riley at left point in the final minute, shoots, they score! I think Anders Lee on his knees in front of the net deflects it home. The captain has his league-leading 26th goal of the year, and New York has the lead back. It's 3-2 Islanders with 46.6 seconds to go in period 2.
Now there was contact. Merzlikins ended up down on the ice. Was it in the blue paint? You know what? Anders actually never even makes the contact. May have been a little bit of Goodbranson there. That gets a touch of his own netminder in Merzlikins. It goes off the knee of Lee and in. And we have an Islander 3-2 lead with 46 seconds to go in this second period, as Columbus will take a moment before they line up. They want to get a look at every angle possible. I don't think Lee ever touches Merzlikins. He was in the blue paint and then was actually stepping out as the shot came. This should be a good goal. Now, Dean Evison is talking it over right now with his assistants. The referee, Wes McCauley's over there asking for a decision. Are the Jackets going to challenge or not? They're giving them a lot of time. A little bit too much time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you should be able to make that call quickly enough. And Boone Jenner is the captain of Columbus, making his case with Wes McCauley. It's challenge or don't challenge. You can't have this long of a conversation just to delay to make the decision.
Yeah, Wes McCauley's telling them, let me know, but the assistants...
I don't know if he's saying that. He's just
I think he is, because Dean Evison's talking to both assistants. The assistants are talking to those up above.
It's challenge or don't challenge. I think we're going to get the challenge.
Well, let's see, as here is Wes McCauley once again.
Columbus is challenging that there was goalie interference prior to the goal.
All right, so big moment here. 46.6 seconds to go in the second period. If the challenge is successful, it's still a 2-all game. If it's not, Islanders are up 3-2, and they're going right back to the power play. What do you see, Greg?
So Anders Lee certainly establishes himself in the crease. There's no doubt about it. But I don't see any contact with Merzlikins. I see Anders swinging his right leg back out of the blue paint as the shot from Riley comes in. It goes off the knee of Lee and in. And maybe part of the reason why Evison decides to challenge is he's seen how anemic the Islander power play has been in this game, so he feels it's less of a risk in doing so. And the fact that it would carry over to the third period, so that also sometimes takes away a little juice from a power play. 45 seconds now, minute 15 after the break. So big moment here. The Jackets have come back from 2-0 down to tie things up at 2, but for the time being, Anders Lee's 26th of the season leading the team would give the Islanders a 3-2 lead.
So it would be Lee's 26th from Mike Riley at 19-13. And a big video review here with our referees on the headsets and, of course, those up in the Situation Room in Toronto taking a good look at it. So as Greg told you, it's a Lee and Goodbranson battle right atop the paint, but I'm with you, Greg. I don't see the contact.
I don't see any contact between Lee and Merzlikins, so I would think this has to stay as a good goal. And if there is maybe even the slightest touch, it's out of the blue. With the left pad of Merzlikins maybe making a little bit of contact. But no, I don't see anything. We just got another angle. This should be a good goal.
And again, Lee being twisted down to the ice by Goodbranson. Here is the decision.
After review, it was determined that there was no goaltender interference. We have a goal. Columbus will be assessed a minor penalty for delay of game.
So 3-2 Islanders and New York going back to the power play. Again, they did give up a shorthanded goal to Jenner on the most recent time they did it, but they will take it and still a chance to get the 2-goal lead back before intermission.
And that ends the 5-game drought for Anders Lee without a goal. He doesn't tie his season high of 6 consecutive without a goal. Mike Riley will certainly pick up the primary assist. We'll await the secondary helper as Lee scores his 11th career goal against Columbus versus one career hat trick came in this building March 10th of 2022 against CBJ.
And for Anders Lee, goal 285 of his career. Now just 2 back of Pat LaFontaine and Brent Sutter for 6th most all-time in franchise history. So let's see if the Islanders can get this 2-goal lead back before the break as they go to work on the power play. Horvat left wing over the Columbus line for Simon Holmstrom. He takes it to the goal line and wraps it around down the right wing wall for D'Angelo to the left corner for Holmstrom with 25 seconds to go in the period. In comes Horvat in support, but a kick free to Jenner. And here is Boone. Remember, he had a short-handed goal earlier in the frame. Flips it down the middle at Islander ice, but intercepted. 15 seconds to go in the period. Palmieri, left wing over the Jacket line, pulls up, backdoor looking for Horvat, but it just jumped over his blade. 10 seconds to go. Fabro on it for Columbus will shoot it all the way down, and it skips the length of the ice on Sorokin, who will make the save. And the horn will sound. Ending period 2 tonight here at UBS Arena with our score. The New York Islanders 3 and the Columbus Blue Jackets 2. Islanders will have a fresh ice power play to start the third for 1 minute and 13 seconds when play resumes.
And they do go with Adam Boquist, the secondary assist, so a 2-point game for him. Anders Lee's 26th year for Mike Riley and Boquist at 19-13 of the second period. Islanders lead at 3-2 after 2. It was 2-0 New York after the first on Engvall and Palmieri goals. Adam Fantilli and Boone Jenner answered for the Jackets to tie things up. But New York in front again with still 1 minute and 13 of power play time to go on the delay of game penalty for the incorrect coach's challenge to begin the third.
So again, Islanders got to get that power play goal going, Greg. They've been limited to just a single shot on each of the first 2-man advantages. We head downstairs where defenseman Ryan Pulock is standing by. And just Pulley, your thoughts on that second period.
Well, we gave up 2, but I still liked our period. You know, a bit of a bounce there on the shorty. Obviously, great job by the guys to stick with it and find a way to get the lead back. But you know, some things went against us there. But I thought overall I liked our period, and we gotta stick with that.
Yes, they do score 2, but both come on the rush. And from our point of view, it felt like very little sustained pressure for Columbus in your defensive end. And how did you manage to keep them out as much as possible?
Yeah, I thought, one, I think it starts in the ozone. Our forwards doing a great job of cycling the puck, protecting the puck. And when you can play with it down there, obviously you spend less time in your zone. So, overall, good job of defending when we had to. But you know, I think just the forecheck tonight and the forward staying on it is giving us a chance to have some zone time and stay out of ours.
I got to ask you about your fellow blue liner, Adam Boquist, Pulley, who's playing third-line right wing tonight, and he's got 2 assists.
Yeah, not an easy job. You know, playing D, obviously, a couple weeks ago he played some forward, but you know, he's keeping it simple. He's making the little plays, and he's getting rewarded for it, which is great to see.
All right, Pulley, thanks for joining us. Best of luck in that third period.
Thanks, guys.
Again, that is Ryan Pulock, a huge part of the Islanders' 3-2 lead after 2 periods of play tonight on the island. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we come back, Greg and Rachel from the Talkin' House podcast, they'll break down the middle 20. It's next. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
This is WRHU FM Hempstead, the radio home for your New York Islanders, Radio Hofstra University, WRHU Hempstead.
Get closer to the pride when you step inside WRHU's The Locker Room. Whether it's at Captain's Field,
this is Jacob Woznicki.
This is Millie Davis.
Or the MAC.
This is Emma Von Essen.
This is Speedy Claxton.
Or Stewart Stadium.
Hi, this is Lulu Cardella.
Hi, this is head coach Seth Tierney.
Listen for in-depth analysis of all your favorite Hofstra Pride players and teams.
History in Hempstead! The Hofstra Pride are kings of the Coastal Athletic Association!
Fridays from 5 to 6, only on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MSG Plus and MSG.com.
The numbers are in. Once again, WRHU is New York's number one non-commercial radio station. Thank you, New York, for your support.
88.7 WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
This broadcast of New York Islanders hockey on WRHU is underwritten in part by UBS Arena. More information about UBS Arena is available at newyorkislanders.com/Belmont. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network. Find more information about the New York Islanders at NY Islanders across platforms X, Instagram, TikTok, and New York Islanders on Facebook.
Daily Pay underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
New York Islanders hockey is underwritten by the NHL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Acrisure underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
When the Islanders are on the ice, we're on the air. The New York Islanders Radio Network.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
Long Island's largest radio news team brings you the Associated Press award-winning program Newsline. Weekdays at 5:30 p.m. exclusively on WRHU FM and WRHU.org, Radio Hofstra University.
This is Noah Dobson, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
We welcome you back to the Stan Fischler press level at UBS Arena. Greg Picker here alongside Rachel Lucier, and after 2 periods of action, the New York Islanders have a 3-2 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. It was 2-0 Islanders after 1. Pierre Engvall and Kyle Palmieri scoring for New York. CBJ answers on the second. Adam Fantilli and Boone Jenner score. The Jenner goal coming shorthanded, but then the Islanders get one back with just 48 seconds left in the frame. Anders Lee's team leading 26 of the season. Mike Riley and Adam Boquist with the assist on that goal. The Jackets did challenge on goaltender interference, but the goal was upheld, and the Islanders will still have a minute and 13 seconds power play time to begin period number 3.
I thought Columbus got some momentum from the penalty they killed beginning of the second period. I think that kind of gave them some legs. Of course, Islanders gave up 2 goals in that period, but they still liked their period overall, as we heard Brian Pollock talk about. How about Anders Lee? He's one of the best net front presence guys in the league, getting that deflection, and Mike Riley's been so noticeable tonight, making that shot from the point. They both tie for the team lead right now with 4 shots on goal, so a big third period coming up for the Islanders. If you look back the last 4 games, they had those 2 consecutive 4-goal third periods, but in the last 2 games they let a lead slip, so it's important the Islanders can lock it down, get back to that mentality of keep pressing, keep pushing in the third period here.
Anders Lee's 286th career goal, and that keeps him 1 back now, just 1 back of Pat LaFontaine, Brent Sutter for 6th in New York Islanders history, as Anders had a 5-game goal-scoring drought. but gets back on the score sheet with that goal in the last minute of the period. And just from a momentum standpoint and a mental standpoint, huge difference between now you have a 1-goal lead into the second intermission and having it tied for a couple of minutes prior to that when the Islanders had a 2-goal lead slip away. Just such a huge difference, and hopefully the Islanders can extend the lead with the power play to start period number 3, but that's where they needed to improve the most tonight is the man advantage. It struggled so far.
Yeah, definitely, especially that shorthanded goal, got that lucky break, not great to see. But the Islanders, as you mentioned, did get those 2 late period goals so far, so hopefully ending the period on a good note. Also, stat-wise, Islanders down on face-offs, 44.7% compared to Columbus's 55.3%. They're also getting out-hit 22-14, but they are leading in block shots 14-10. Also, stats just updated. Anders Lee is the team leader with 6 shots on goal.
Yes, the offense officials do look at everything during the intermission, keep us on our toes. So 3-2 Islanders after 2. Coming up midway, Metro Madness, the Metropolitan Division highlights of the week. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Get closer to the pride when you step inside WRHU's The Locker Room. Whether it's at Captain's Field,
this is Jacob Woznicki.
This is Millie Davis.
Or the MAC.
This is Emma Von Essen.
This is Speedy Claxton.
Or Stewart Stadium.
Hi, this is Lulu Cardello.
Hi, this is head coach Seth Tierney.
Listen for in-depth analysis of all your favorite Hofstra Pride players and teams.
History in Hempstead! The Hofstra Pride are kings of the Coastal Athletic Association!
Fridays from 5 to 6, only on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
This is Adam Pelech. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Rachel Lucia back to UBS Arena. Second intermission, New York Islanders lead the Columbus Blue Jackets by the score of 3-2. Each and every week, our Ethan Poole scours all the best action in the Metropolitan Division and puts them together in one terrific feature that he calls Metro Madness.
With under a month to go before playoff time, the Metro is reaching a fever pitch. The Isles are slowly climbing up the standings and now sit just 2 points out of a playoff spot. New York has won 3 of their last 4, including a crucial win against the Montreal Canadiens, who currently hold the coveted final wildcard spot.
Islanders a 2-on-1 the other way. Horvat with Palmieri. Bo, left wing over the Montreal line. Look, shoot, he scores! Bo knows big goals! An overtime winner for Horvat! And the Islanders beat the Canadiens here tonight. 4-3 is your final. They are 2 points out of the playoff spot with 14 games to go!
New York holds the tiebreaker over the Habs and have games in hand on the Rangers, who sit 1 point ahead of the Islanders. The Caps have surpassed 100 points and are the league's first team to lock down a playoff spot, with 4 straight wins and a 12-point lead in the Metro. The road through the East will almost certainly run through the nation's capital. In Raleigh, the Canes have taken the Metro by storm with wins in 9 of 10. While the goaltending has rounded into form, with Freddie Anderson building back up to a regular workload and Peter Kochetkov maintaining his form, Taylor Hall has broken out with a hat trick last night in Anaheim.
Carlson stick broke, and an empty net for 3 Carolina Hurricanes who skate the other way. Taylor Hall has a hat trick.
The injury-riddled Devils have continued to tread water. Despite a heater from Jesper Bratt, the mountain of injuries may be too much for Jersey to handle come playoff time. The Blue Jackets are hanging on by a thread. With 6 straight losses, they've been blasted back into the wildcard chase. CBJ has only won twice this month, with some truly ugly defeats along the way. The Pens have vaulted themselves back into contention thanks in large part to Sid the Kid. Crosby has a whopping 17 points this month, carrying Pittsburgh on his back and right in the thick of the wildcard race.
Jack Johnson's pass kept in by Grizzly. He'll float it in front. They score! Oh, that's great stuff from the Penguins. Grizzly backdoor to Crosby. He finishes, and it's 5-2 black and gold.
On the other side of Pennsylvania, the Flyers have bottomed out with 5 straight losses. While they're not mathematically eliminated yet, they will have to pull out a miracle to catapult back into contention with just 10 games to go. For the New York Islanders Radio Network, I'm Ethan Poole. Sound courtesy of Sportsnet Pittsburgh and Ducks Stream.
Great work, as always, from our Ethan Poole. Well, tonight on Long Island, we're through 40 minutes. It's the New York Islanders 3 and the Columbus Blue Jackets 2. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you an in-game sports update with all the out-of-town scores. We'll check in with the captain, Anders Lee, from outside the New York dressing room. We'll wrap up Riddle the Radio, recap the second, and start the third. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
This is the New York Islanders Intermission Report.
Live from our Hofstra studios, I'm Billy Nafash. There are a trio of other games going on around the NHL, and we start with a family feud between the Hughes family at the Rock, with the Canucks and Devils tied at 1-2. New Jersey forward Timo Meier tied the game on the power play with his 6th goal in 12 games in the month of March.
Here's Brett. Towards the front. Backdoor pass, shot, save, rebound, score! Timo Meier, power play goal for the New Jersey Devils to tie the game.
Sound courtesy of ESPN+. Both Vancouver and New Jersey are losers of 3 of their last 4, but the Devs sit somewhat comfortably in 3rd place in the Metro, while the Canucks sit 5 points out of the last wildcard spot in the West. Minnesota's old team hosts Minnesota's new team in Dallas as the Stars are scoreless with the Wild in the second. Dallas has registered a point in 12 consecutive regular season games against Minnesota, and both sit in the top 4 in the Central Division. The Red Wings visit Salt Lake City for the first time in their 99-year history to take on Utah, with the game tied at 1 midway through the first on goals from Dylan Guenther and Elmer Soderblom. Both teams view points at a premium at this juncture of the season, and Utah head coach Andre Tourigny had this to say ahead of an important contest for both clubs.
Hi everyone, no change in the lineup. Detroit is a little bit in the same position than us. They're really desperate for points, so I expect a high-intensity game.
Detroit is currently 5 points out of the last wildcard spot in the East, and Utah 6 points in the West. Detroit has been in free fall in the standings, losing 9 of their last 11, while Utah is attempting to make a late surge, winning 3 of their last 4, and registering at least 1 point in 7 of their last 9. On the hardwood, the Brooklyn Nets trail the Dallas Mavericks in the fourth quarter. Dallas sees the return of Anthony Davis for just the second time in a Mavericks uniform and hopes to see him finish the game healthy for the first time. AD has 10 points in 24 minutes of game action. Brooklyn are losers of 6 of their last 7. The Islanders lead the visiting Blue Jackets 3-2 after 2 periods of play. From our WRHU Hofstra studios, I'm Billy Nafash. Chris King and Greg Picker will be back with third period action after these short messages on the Islanders Radio Network.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MSG Plus and MSG.com.
Get closer to the pride when you step inside WRHU's The Locker Room. Whether it's at Captain's Field,
this is Jacob Woznicki.
This is Millie Davis.
Or the MAC.
This is Emma Von Essen.
This is Speedy Claxton.
Or Stewart Stadium.
Hi, this is Lulu Cardello.
Hi, this is head coach Seth Tierney.
Listen for in-depth analysis of all your favorite Hofstra Pride players and teams.
History in Hempstead!
This is Anders Lee, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Rachel Lucier, back to UBS Arena. Second intermission, and the Isles a 3-2 lead over the Jackets. Between periods, MSG's Shannon Hogan had a chance to talk with New York captain Anders Lee.
At the end of that period, we saw the goaltender interference challenge from the Blue Jackets. And I'm wondering, as a guy who's made their career in front of the net battling there, the amount of challenges we've seen this season in particular and the confusion around it, has that affected how you play in front of the net at all?
No. You just the way it's going, you can't touch them. Doesn't matter when. And, a lot of times it's pretty incidental. I knew on this one we had a pretty good chance, but the way those calls have been going for us lately, you never know. It's just one of those things you got to do your best to really not touch them.
It was a really strong first period for you guys, probably expecting that push that we saw from Columbus in the second period. How do you assess this third and what your team needs to do to come away with the 2 points?
We did a really good job rolling 4 in the first 20. I think we dictated a lot there. They had a good push in the second, a couple shots through screens and whatnot, but we go have a good third. We got ourselves a lead. Let's have a good power play to start it off and continue to roll 4.
All right, Anders, thanks so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
and that is Anders Lee. Again, the Islanders led it 2-0 after 1 on goals by Engvall and Palmieri, but Adam Fantilli's 22nd from Fabro and Merzlikins, the goalie, at 5:31 of the second made it a 1-goal game. And then the Jackets tied it at 2 on a shorty from Boone Jenner, his second from Monahan at 17-13. But Anders Lee got the lead back at 19-12 with his team leading 26th of the year from Riley and Boquist. That withstood a coach's challenge for goaltender interference on Lee himself. Islanders doubled up the Jackets in second period shots 10-5. Two-period totals favor New York 27-11. Jackets have not had a power play. Islanders are 0 for 2 on the man advantage, and they'll open the third with 1:13 of man-up time. We welcome back Rachel to wrap up Riddle the Radio.
All right, gentlemen, with Columbus in the house tonight, we think about that 5-overtime playoff game back in the bubble playoffs against Tampa. But which Islander scored the second latest goal, not counting the Easter epic, in Islanders history?
Well, here's the one little fact I've always kept about this, Greg. Obviously, Pat LaFontaine's quadruple overtime goal, right? There has never been an Islander game decided in triple overtime. Never. So now I start thinking double overtime, and you and I have been through a lot of them.
There are two that I'm thinking of.
Right, I have one, so let me give mine first, and then you give the other one.
Okay.
I had Alan Quine in Florida.
That was
game
my
5.
first guess.
It was so
Jordan
late.
Eberle would have been my second guess in the bubble, but I think Quine was longer than Eberle.
It was really late in the second one. Alan Quine, I'm going to go with. You're going to go with
I'm
Eberle.
going with Quine. We'll say Eberle just to get both on board. But
You guys are both right. It is Quine.
All right.
Before I revealed it, I nodded to Greg when he said modern era, and you're both right.
All right. Great job, Rachel. Thank you so much for that. And again, Alan Quine, double overtime in Game 5 of the 2016 playoffs down in Sunrise, Florida. And then, of course, the next game, the legendary one, John Tavares, double overtime in Brooklyn in Game 6. And the Islanders again had their first playoff series win in 23 years. Knocking out the Panthers in 6 games.
The blind winner was exactly 16 minutes into the second overtime.
I knew it was close. That's the one that stuck with me. So, again, Islanders to the power play for 1:13 here to start the third on the incorrect coach's challenge by Dean Evison for goaltender interference on Anders Lee's go-ahead goal. Jackets already have a shorty in here. Boone Jenner at center tried to break away again, but the Islanders stripped him. To Palmieri, top of the right circle. Drops it right point now for Dobson. Rims it around near side to far for Holmstrom in the left wing corner. 30 to go in the man advantage. Simon double-teamed, and Cunnin the clear all the way down.
And for the record, the Jordan Eberle double overtime winner was 12 minutes and 30 seconds into that double overtime against Tampa, so 3.5 minutes shy of the Quine winner.
Of course, that one, Eberle, set up by Anders Lee on that 2-on-1. A moment you and I will never forget, calling that one remotely during the pandemic in our WRHU studios. Islanders set it up here in Jacket Ice. Only 5 to go in the power play, though. Riley at left point to Pajot, top of the right circle. Right point for Boquist try. That's blocked in front. Again, Adam Boquist already 2 assists tonight. Jackets send it in on Sorokin, and that'll do it for the Islander power play. New York 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Islanders still lead at 3-2, a minute and a half in the period 3. Anders Lee sends it right wing corner, Columbus end. Islanders wearing their home blue sweaters. They're trimmed in orange and white. They go left to right in this period. It's Ilya Sorokin in the net to our left. Here, Werenski had his stick chopped out of his hands as he raced through center. And that's going to be an interference call against the Islanders, sending Columbus to their first power play of the game. The Jackets in the visiting white. They're trimmed in blue and red. Right to left with Elvis Merzlikins in net.
New York, number 3, minor penalty, interference.
So they call Pelech on interference. Our first look at a Columbus power play, 24th in the NHL at 18.8%. Islanders third worst on the kill at 71.9%.
We'll see if Adam Pelech, I mean, that was not much. That was Werenski with one hand on his stick. Didn't notice that Pelech's stick was there. And, I mean, you just got to be able to hold on to your stick. That is incredible. There was no chopping motion. They didn't call it a slash. They called it interference, but that is hard to believe.
1:39 of the third. Jackets down a goal. They set it up here in the high slot, but picked off by the Islanders. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Pajot with Horvat. JG right wing over the line to Bo down the middle, but Werenski in between deflected away the pass. Islanders did have a shorthanded goal here against the Jackets in the only other previous meeting in this building, January 20th. That was scored by Simon Holmstrom. Jackets bring it into Islander ice. Boone Jenner, who had that shorty for the Jackets in the second, and Marchenko behind the New York net to Werenski right corner. And now out high to Johnson and Werenski above the right circle. Again, they get Sean Monahan back. Their power play kind of runs through him. He's in the bumper spot. Left circle, Marchenko, one-timer, good save, Ilya Sorokin. Well, Greg, Steve Mears, my old broadcast partner these days doing Jackets TV, he gave me this incredible stat. on the power play with and without Sean Monahan. With Sean Monahan this year, the power play 23.9%. Without him, 7.8%.
And that would be 32nd in the NHL over the last 28 games. They also talked about that January 20th game, which the Islanders had a shorthanded goal, 3-1 win. They had a shorty by Simon Holmstrom, a power play goal by Bo Horvat, and an even strength goal by Bo Horvat.
We'll call that the variety hat trick, right? The variety pack. Here, Jackets got it to the net from the right circle. What a save by Sorokin with the stick off Johnson. And then New York clears it all the way down.
And then Boone Jenner just misses a jam attempt on a rebound, goes off the side of the net.
Coming in, the Jacket power play 0 for 21 in the last 9 games. So they are in a major drought, just 2 for 39 in the last 22 games. And right now they've got 50 seconds to work with. And again, they've been even worse on the road. Here a 2-on-1 short-handed again for the Islanders. Pajot down the middle in the Columbus end, but once again, Werenski breaks up the pass in between. This time it's intended for Palmieri through the right circle.
And this time Marchenko did get back to prevent it from being the all-out 2-on-1 like the last one was for the Islanders. But only 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Pelech now.
Kent Johnson scored a power play goal in this building for Columbus. Their only goal in the 3-1 loss on January 20th, and the Jackets haven't scored a power play goal on the road since. So 12 straight road games without a power play goal as Werenski misses wide right from right point. Jackets hold the rebound in, though. Johnson works it right down. One-timer. What a save, Sorokin on Johnson. Oh, Ilya came over, took that one up high, I believe up on his chest, just under the mask, but he appears to be okay. And out of the box is Pelech. Islanders get through a monster kill to keep it 3-2 New York, coming up on 4 minutes into the final frame.
Islanders are very close to too many men on the ice. They don't call that, they just call an offside here against Columbus. But when Pelech was going to the bench, the puck came right to him, and the forward that was going to replace him, which is usually not the situation, but because Pelech was a third defenseman on the ice for the brief moment in which he came out of the penalty box, the forward was coming on, had to wait. He had one leg over the boards when Pelech played that puck. And we got another look on the Sorokin save. Did that go off Romanov's glove at first on the way? It may have actually changed directions a little bit on Ilya Sorokin up high, but it stays out. Stays 3-2 Islanders, 16-11 to go in the third period. Islanders nearly doubling up Columbus in shots, 27-14.
That was one of Ilya's best saves on Kent Johnson from the right dot off the beautiful setup from the left of the crease by Van Riemsdyk. Still didn't get a clear look at that replay to see whether it got him on the mask or just below it, but he was just in perfect position and it hit him up high. So Sorokin stops it behind his net, leaves it for Pelech. He winds it around far side, and the Jackets hold it in at right point, flip it toward the net, broken up by Pulock. Tries to send in Cizikas behind the D, but he couldn't catch the pass, and Merzlikins out of his net to play it away from Casey in the far circle. Fantilli, right wing over the Islander line, pulls up, takes a look, center point, Goodbranson, loads the gun, shoots, knocked down in front, loose, puck in the paint, Sorokin on his belly trying to find it, and it comes to Cizikas, who calmly skates it out the center. Casey, right wing over the red, he's with Engvall, he's going to chip it in the right wing corner as Pierre has to go off on a change. Cizikas on the hunt, left wing corner for Gatcomb, he gets tied up by a Jacket, puck rolls ahead now, and the guy they call Czar, Zach Aston Reese, the Staten Island native, worked it out the center, only to have Dobson bring it through the right circle, shoots, right pad save Elvis, and then the rebound unable to be kept in by Boquist out at left point as he circles back through center, and Dobson starts bouncing it off the end boards behind his net far side for Romano.
Dobson was not shooting the score there. He was shooting to create a juicy rebound, which happened off that right pad, and he kept that shot low, but nobody in the vicinity to pop home the potential rebound.
You're seeing more and more of that these days in the NHL. You can tell when guys are shooting for the pass, as here Provorov open above the left circle, fired, but right into the breadbasket of Sorokin. And Greg, the more we see these replays, we see players actually pulling up on shots, not using the full force on a shot because they want to create a soft rebound and just take something off it, and that's exactly what Dobson was doing there.
That's what Dobson attempted in the first few seconds of overtime against Calgary over the weekend, but it just evaded the stick of Bo Horvat for a potential rebound. And Calgary ended up winning in overtime on a massive Calgary goal. Islanders do have points in 5 straight games, coming in here 3-0-2, and on home ice it's a 6-game point streak, 4-0-2 in their last 6 at UBS Arena.
Again tonight, game 3 of the 4-game homestand. Islanders have an overtime win and an overtime loss in the first 2, so 3 of a possible 4 points. New York wins the faceoff, sends it all the way down, no icing. Left wing corner, Columbus end, going to work is J.G. Pajot, but the Jackets got it up the wall. Cunnin trying to get it out, couldn't. Islanders connect with Lee in the right wing corner, and the captain on the half boards drops it off for Pajot. Third member of that line, Anthony Duclair, as they begin the cycle. The Duke, all kinds of wrapped up in that near corner by Monahan. Pulled it free to Marchenko, now to Werenski, who slows it down between the circles. Bounce pass off the far boards. Connects with Cunnin on the right half boards and Islander ice. He hits the break, sprays some snow to Marchenko now in the right corner as he tries to find some real estate, but is stripped by the Islanders. Lee couldn't get it out. Werenski held it in, but turned it over to Pajot, who gets the red line. Tried to play it to himself off the far boards, but intercepted by Zach Werenski. Makes his way through center. Werenski, soft lob, left wing corner, Islander zone. Romanov up the near boards, trying to get it out. Palmieri has it there on the half wall, but couldn't get it any further under pressure from three Jackets, and Jenner comes away with it. Left wing corner. Islanders steal it back and now move it out to center. Here's Holmstrom, 2-on-2 with Horvat. Cut and drop above the right circle for Bo. Takes a look, goes left dot for D'Angelo, but it wouldn't sit for him. Settles it down. Tony D behind the net now for Simon Holmstrom. Comes in with a career-high 4-game point streak that Homer is yet to extend. Palmieri in the right wing corner of Jackets ice on the goal line, being worked over, muscles it to Horvat, now to Palmieri above the right circle, but finally Fantilli strips him of it and finds Jenner with a bouncing puck at center. He'll get the red, backhanded in far corner. 7 minutes into the third, Islanders a 3-2 lead. New York gets it out the center. Matejchuk backs it up into his own end, trying to catch the Islanders on a slow change, but the Jackets are way offside here, so they're going to have to tag up, and that allows the Islanders time to reset on their breakout.
Justin Danforth expected Boone Jenner to just carry the momentum forward. Instead, Jenner waited at the offensive blue line, and Danforth ended up about 6 feet ahead of him.
Danforth crosses the Islander line here onside to the left wing corner. Beaten to it, though. Islanders chop it behind. Boquist sending it to the far side, and now Pulock trying to work it out ahead, as it's to the near side in Islander ice for Engvall, who opened the scoring tonight at 13-16 of the first. Boquist, right wing, down the middle for Engvall, backhand, and a good save. Merzlikins at the bottom of the right circle, as there's that combination that led to that first goal. Adam Boquist sending in Pierre Engvall.
And it was a great escape move by Engvall on his own defensive end, which started the momentum the other direction, where he had two Jackets in front of him. A little spin move to get away from them both.
12 minutes remaining in the third. No red lights yet here in the final frame. It's 3-2 Islanders as they send it the length of the ice. Fabro almost mishandled in front of his own net. Got it to the far side, but not out. Jackets reverse it to the near side. It rides the shelf and drops down for Kyle McLean on the right flank. McLean trying to get it to a teammate with help from Gatcomb. They're wrapped up by two Jackets, little four-player mosh pit. Simplikov joins in, and he's got it. Sippy now rolls it into the slot, broken up, and now Werenski joins the rush at center, trying to split a pair of Islanders. Werenski through the right circle, shoots, and he missed the net. The left-handed shot on the offside.
He turned what was essentially a 2-on-2 into an all-out breakaway with that speed.
Incredible acceleration by Zach Werenski there. Shows you why he's having the most amazing season, again with 69 points coming in, a franchise record for a blue liner in Columbus Blue Jackets history. So fast-moving third. We're already 9 minutes in. Monahan left wing over the New York line. He's got an assist already in his return to play tonight. Had a pass blocked as the crowd chants, "Let's go Islanders." New York sends a loose puck down the left wing wall in Jackets ice. Lee in a foot race. The captain there, left dot, takes the shot. Oh, Merzlikins a piece of it, and it trickled through the blue paint, far side to near, and just wide of the right post.
It was just too tough of an angle for Anders Lee, even though he technically beat Merzlikins as it got through him above the left pad. But stays out.
Here Jackets, Corrali open look left circle off the chest of Sorokin. Big rebound. Corrali's got it himself behind the net. Corrali right dot spin, shoots again off the chest of Ilya Sorokin. Jackets work it back to Werenski right point, to Provorov left point. Ivan takes a look to center point. Werenski fakes the shot, skates above the left circle. All Jackets here, shoots. Does Werenski, glove saves Sorokin, and he will take it to a much-needed whistle. 10:18 to go in the third on the island. It's the Isles 3 and CBJ 2. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MSG Plus and MSG.com.
You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network. Find more information about the New York Islanders at NY Islanders across platforms X, Instagram, TikTok, and New York Islanders on Facebook.
This live game broadcast of New York Islanders hockey is produced and distributed by WRHU Radio, Hofstra University.
This is Anthony Duclair, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Well, last season in the month of April, the Islanders were the best team in the National Hockey League. They went 8-0-1 to go back to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yesterday on the island, Kyle McLean was asked if the Islanders are comfortable in these type of playoff pushes as they're doing it once again.
Yeah, I think we were in a very similar position last year. I wouldn't say comfortable. You're kind of always, every game really matters, and you know the stakes of it. So, but yeah, that's our mindset right now. Is down the stretch, every game matters, and we got to show up for it.
And here's Kyle McLean on tonight's opponent, the Blue Jackets.
Good team, similar position. So, like Calgary last night, like all the teams we've been playing in Montreal, they're going to be hungry to get these points just as we will, so we got to match it and be ready for it.
That is Kyle McLean.
Anders Lee, who has the go-ahead goal for the Islanders, scored late in the second period, has 7 shots on goal tonight, and that ties a season high. He's already done that 4 times this year, most recently February 2nd in Florida.
Well, again, Anders Lee has right now what is the go-ahead goal late second period to make it 3-2 Islanders. His team leading 26th of the year. There's been no scoring since. 18 seconds from the midpoint of the third. Islanders leading 3-2. Again, Islanders 2 points back of the Canadiens, who have the second wild card spot in the East. Columbus 2 points back of the Islanders. And oh yeah, these two teams meet to wrap up the regular season in Ohio 3 weeks from Thursday night. So regular season finale for both teams April 17th at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. What will it mean for both teams then? We will have to wait and find out a little over 3 weeks' time.
And by the way, Montreal ends the season on the 16th, so they will be idle already at 82 games when these two teams are playing their final game of the season.
And Islanders are guilty of icing. And Greg, Montreal opens a 4-game road trip tomorrow in St. Louis. You talked about it. The Blues have won 6 straight to put themselves in that second wildcard spot in the West. The Rangers, who are in between the Canadiens and the Islanders, start a 3-game California road trip tomorrow night in Los Angeles before it moves on to Anaheim and San Jose. So again, that road trip for Montreal at St. Louis, at Philadelphia, that's the easiest game, then at Carolina and at Florida. So 3 of the 4 teams they are facing are in playoff position. Obviously for the Rangers, the Kings are the only one of the 3 California teams in playoff contention. The other 2 will not make the postseason, and the Sharks and the Ducks. So again, the Islanders trying to do their part, win this game, and then hope to get some help tomorrow night from the Red Hot Blues, who've won 6 straight, and the Red Hot Kings, who've won 3 in a row. And if all those things happen at the end of play tomorrow night, would be about 1 in the morning, actually, into Wednesday, technically. The Islanders will find out if they would take the ice here Wednesday night against Vancouver, back in a playoff spot with just 12 games remaining in the regular season after this evening. Work to be done here. 9 minutes to go in the third. Islanders protecting a 1-goal lead. Duclair, left wing over the jacket line, 2-on-2 with Lee. Goes down the middle for D'Angelo, jumping in, but a good back check. And the long reach of Provorov broke that up. Columbus sends it out to center, only to have Noah Dobson back skated into Islander ice, chip it off the wall near side and find Anders Lee, right wing over the Columbus line. The captain sends it in deep for Leakins, leaves it behind his net for Aston Reese, who moves it over the Islander line. A Danforth through the right circle, hammers it off the glove of Sorokin, and out of play as Ilya's checking his leather to make sure there's not a hole in there. We'll take a timeout. 8:39 to go in the third tonight here at Belmont Park. It's still 3-2 in favor of the home team. You're listening to Islanders hockey on the New York Islanders Radio Network.
The numbers are in. Once again, WRHU is New York's number one non-commercial radio station. Thank you, New York, for your support.
88.7 WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
Daily Pay underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
This live game broadcast of New York Islanders hockey is produced and distributed by WRHU Radio, Hofstra University.
This is Ryan Pollock. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Well, what a journey it's been of late for Islander defenseman Mike Riley. November 1st in Buffalo, he suffered a concussion. Concussion testing revealed a heart problem. He had heart surgery. He recently returned to play, missing 4.5 months of action. Tonight is his 5th game back. He was asked earlier today how he's felt so far.
Yeah, obviously it was a long time off, but, kind of in that, those couple months there, I was doing everything I could to try to replicate a game as much as I could and just create good habits. And, nothing really can replicate a game unless you're actually playing in it. But, the guys have been great. It's for me, I'm trying to just play off instinct a little bit. And, if there's a play to be made, there's a play to be made. If not, maybe it might have to just keep it simple.
That is Mike Riley, who either way, Greg, is just an amazing story that he's back to play before this season ended.
As we mentioned, Mike Riley, originally a draft pick of Columbus, 4th round, 98th overall in 2011, chose not to sign with them. He was actually taken exactly 2 picks after Ottawa took Jean-Gabriel Pageau.
Again, it's the Islanders with a 1-goal lead, 8.5 minutes remaining in period 3. And again, the last 2 home games, this has been a problem, trying to protect the 3rd period lead. So let's see if the Islanders can learn from their ways. As again, they've given away important points, one to Montreal here on Thursday night, and then certainly they would like to come away with 2 against Calgary, but blew that lead and ended up settling for 1 point with an overtime loss.
And the regulation aspect so crucial because the Islanders have a 2-game regulation win lead over Montreal right now. And that is the first tiebreaker as the fans disagree with an icing call against New York, as they felt Severson could have gotten to that puck before it hit the goal line.
And so again, after tonight, Islanders will have 12 games to go. Montreal 13. Rangers have only 11 games remaining as of right now. So Islanders, again, always want to have the tiebreak advantage. The first tiebreak is always games played. So you have games in hand, you're automatically listed ahead of any team you're tied with. But after that, it becomes regulation wins. And obviously, when they're battling a team that's directly behind them in the standings, and the Blue Jackets, who are just 2 games back of New York, it truly is a 4-point swing, Greg, if they can win it in regulation. But Columbus, won a left circle face-off on Islander ice cleanly. But the horn blows here, and I think they're going to reset the clock.
By the way, the only opponent the Islanders have the rest of the way who was on the second half of a back-to-back against a rested Islander team are the Rangers. On April 10th, the Rangers will be in this building, having played in Philadelphia, or at home against Philly the night before.
Again, Islanders have not beat the Rangers this year. 3 games, 3 losses. Here, Fantilli, blast from the top of the right circle, but too many bodies in front. Islanders block it, do send it all the way down, and it's another icing against the Islanders. 3-2 New York, 7:42 to go in the third. Islanders out shooting the Jackets 30-20.
A couple straight draws here. Ilya Sorokin's in. Islanders, again, the best face-off team in the National Hockey League this season. This is where those face-offs are so crucial. Late-game situations, especially in your own zone, when you're ahead by a goal. Zizekas to take it.
Jenner beat him, though, at the right dot. Still loose. Johnson, though, couldn't get to it before Pulock did. And Ryan skates behind his net, backhands it far side. Engvall tied up his man to allow the puck to bleed through to center. And now Werenski starts in front of the penalty boxes. Sends it over the Islander line, intercepted on the back check by Adam Boqvist. And now we got a situation going on here, a little sword fight. Fantilli and Zizekas going after each other. Fantilli, a couple of cross checks and then a whack, but that whistle is not for a penalty. It's another icing. And boy, the youngster, Adam Fantilli, really taking it to the veteran, Casey Zizekas.
I think Casey wasn't letting him go for a little while, and then when he finally did, Fantilli just let him know he didn't appreciate that. It was a missed pass, though, by D'Angelo for Palmieri. Not too much pressure there, just missed the target, and then it did look like Palmieri may have had a step on the Jackets to get to that puck when it ricocheted to the other side.
Here, Jackets won a left circle face-off again, and Marchenko in the shooting hole, cut to the high slot, let it rip, but hit Ilya Sorokin on the logo of his Islander jersey on his chest. So not the guy you want with that look. Again, 25 goals for Marchenko to lead the team, and again, a career season for him in goals, assists, and points already. But again, has gone 5 games without a goal. His season high is 6, so he's been in a drought without Sean Monahan.
There was a little set play, though, that was maybe a bit of an interference from Dmitry Voronkov, not allowing Palmieri to attack, and there it is again.
Yep,
they don't call it.
This time, though, they hit Provorov through the left circle. He tried to center it. It went through. Marchenko shoots top of the right circle. He scores! Kirill Marchenko with an absolute blast through a maze of bodies in front. And the Blue Jackets have tied this game at 3 with 7:04 remaining in regulation time. And Greg, you're all over it there as face-off loss after face-off loss ends up dooming the Islanders, as this time it's Monahan cleanly winning the draw that put the play in motion and ends up with a puck in the back of the New York cage.
Kyle Palmieri had a couple of words for the referee as he skated the bench because it was twice in a row Voronkov with borderline interference in the set play. And it allowed Columbus to get the play that they wanted in motion. This time Marchenko, top of the right circle, gets it through a maze of bodies. We're all even again. What was that, 4 face-offs and maybe a 35, 45-second sequence in the defensive zone for the Islanders, and also one of those being on just the simple miss pass from D'Angelo for Palmieri.
And icings are what set up almost all those face-offs. And again, the key draw there was Monahan beating Horvat in the left wing circle. So Columbus battled back from 2-0 down to tie it at 2 in the second. Here in the third, they were down 3-2, and now it's a 3-3 game. Again, the Jackets have never had a lead at any point in their last 7 straight games, including tonight. The previous 6 all losses coming in at 0-5-1. Sharp angle shot, Cunnin, bottom of the left circle, save Sorokin. Columbus feeling it here. Matejchuk, a blast above the left circle. Stopped with a stick by Sorokin, and the Islanders fight it out to center. So Columbus absolutely feeling it here right now. They're out-shooting the Islanders 11-3 in the third period. And on the Marchenko goal, his team leading 26th of the year. They've tied this hockey game. Oh, they set up Marchenko alone in the slot, but he couldn't catch the pass. Gatcomb the other way for the Islanders. Siplikov, top of the right circle. Nice spin move down the slot. Sippy for Thompson, right circle, shoots. And going down the block, it is Matejchuk on a great defensive play. And then Marchenko sends it all the way down for the Jackets. So under 6 minutes to go in regulation. Now a 3-3 hockey game. Islanders work it out to center. Gatcomb between the penalty boxes. A two-handed chop. Gets it in deep. Elvis Merzlikins to play it behind his net for Severson. Lays it out for Provorov. Quickly up the near side. It's Voronkov in the Islander ice. Batted out of midair by Mike Riley out to center. Controlled by Columbus. And they're going to lob it high in the air. Left wing corner New York end as both teams change up. So Ryan Pulock stick handles to his own blue. Ahead to Anthony Duclair. Gets the red. Chips it in right side. Anders Lee, triple team, is the captain, but he worked it around left wall. Duclair pokes at left point. Riley down the slot for Pajot. Had 2 Jackets collide and fall down. Pajot, Duclair in the slot, shoots, and a sliding block on a terrific defensive play by Zach Aston Reese has it go out of play. We'll take our final timeout. 5:02 to go in the third on the island. It's now New York 3 and Columbus 3. You're listening to Islanders hockey on the New York Islanders Radio Network.
New York Islanders hockey is underwritten by the NHL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When the Islanders are on the ice, we're on the air. The New York Islanders Radio Network.
Acrisure underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
This is Kyle McLean, and you're listening to New York Islanders Radio Network.
Well, yesterday on the island, following practice, Patrick Roy was asked what he's seen lately from his second line. J.G. Pajot in the middle, flanked by Anders Lee and Anthony Duclair.
I don't focus on goals as much as maybe you guys could do. What I want is the 200 feet game. If they play well defensively, and then if they have chances, like you said, the numbers are good, but the production maybe not as much as they deserve. I see it that way. You know, I think they deserve better than what they got, and I do believe that if they keep playing like this, maybe tomorrow night they'll be the difference maker. But that's what you need. Last night we had a couple goals from the line of McLean. The night before was the line of Horvat. The night before was, you know, it's so every night it's someone different, and that's how we're going to have our success.
That is the bench boss of the New York Islanders, Patrick Roy, who's tonight, Greg, gotten goals from each of his top 3 lines. Palmieri, Lee, and Engvall have all scored.
But the Jackets have scored 3 times, including the only goal of this third period. Kirill Marchenko, Provorov, and Monahan at 12:56 make it 3 straight games, the Islanders allowed a third period lead to slip away.
Yep. Again, we started talking about that as it's been the bugaboo in the last 2 games of the homestand and here tonight already. But again, still work to be done in the final 5 minutes of a tie game. Each of the last 2 Islander games have gone to overtime, a win and a loss to begin the homestand. As here Dobson brings it over the jacket line, but Engvall well ahead of the play down the left, and that is whistled down as offside. And Greg, the Islanders have not had 3 consecutive games this year go beyond 60 minutes. They've gone back-to-back a couple of times, including the first 2 of this homestand. Again, beating the Canadiens in overtime here Thursday night before losing to the Flames here in overtime Saturday afternoon.
Now, the Islanders have gone to overtime 3 of the last 5 games. Into the previous 38 had only gone to overtime 3 times. So there were a slew of overtimes. I think it was 10 in the first 27 games or so. And then only 3 in 38, and now 3 in the last 5.
Islanders do get it in deep behind the jacket net. Kyle Palmieri on it. Left wing corner to Simon Holmstrom. Spinning away from Fabro nicely. Then laying it back behind the net for Palmieri. Had it knocked away by Werenski. Fabro trying to get it out far side, but Horvat sealed it off. Jackets come back near side where Werenski has the real estate to move it ahead to center on a high lob. Leaping up to grab it is Tony DeAngelo. And then got it to the Columbus line. Horvat a break through the left circle. Sharp angle shot and off the left toe of the goaltender Elvis Merzlikins and into the near corner. Islanders on it there. Behind the net they set up Horvat. Bounce past Farboard. Hits Romanov center point for his blast. Broken up in the high slot. And now the Jackets a 3-on-1. Fabro finds Voronkov over the Islander line through the left circle. Monahan curls as the Islander get back. Monahan sets it up behind the net now, finds a man. They're trying to move it in front. That's Werenski, the defenseman, behind the New York cage. Voronkov double-teamed. Islanders take it away. Werenski holds it in down the left half boards. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. Isles 3, Jackets 3. Islanders move it out to center between the benches. Palmieri gets the red, backhands it in, and takes the chain. So with the Islanders getting new personnel out there, it allows Matejchuk to skate it out of his own end over the red, right wing over the Islander blue. The defenseman is going to play chip and chase and take a chance going down deep here as Danforth, the forward, is back covering for him. Danforth pinches in though, and now the Islanders trying to create a 2-on-1. Can as it's broken up at center. Olivier sends it right back in for Columbus. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in period 3. The Isles 3, the Blue Jackets 3. Here's Pajot, right wing over the red, over the Columbus blue. Jean-Gabriel takes a look, feathers it down low. We got Pellick south of the Columbus Blue Jackets as both teams getting the D-men involved, but Pelly got double-teamed in the near corner. It was taken away. He whacked it off a Jacket stick with a big reach, but Columbus's Goodbranson has room on the far side to find Olivier. Islanders very close to too many men on the ice there on a sloppy change, but they got away with it as we come up on 2.5 minutes to go in regulation, tied at 3.
Alex Romanov recognized that puck was there with Pellick still on the ice, so he just chose not to play it. If he did, it certainly would have been a penalty.
Oh man, Riemsdyk lined up on a big hip check by Romanov as he hit the New York line. That at least slowed him up. Seaver's going to drive from right point off the chest of Sorokin. Big rebound lay in front of him, but the Owls clear it. Short of the goal line, no icing. Provorov in the near corner of his own end spins it up. Nice connection with Van Riemsdyk, left wing over the Islander line. The New Jersey native, a slapper, down on one knee to block it beautifully is Ryan Pulock. Islanders move it ahead to neutral ice. Simplikov turned it over in the Jackets' end with 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. Isles and Jackets even at 3 apiece. Provorov in his own end, near side for Kent Johnson. Over the red, over the Islander blue, right side he goes. Nope, doesn't cross that blue line, circle back to center. And now Werenski does cross it left side. Lifts it in softly on Sorokin. He will glove it and take the whistle. 3-3 the score, a minute 42 to go in regulation time.
And the Jackets have had the better of play in this third period. They've had 13 shots on goal in the third after just 11 in the first 2 periods combined. Not the only goal to show for it, as the Islanders have again gone to overtime in each of the first 2 games of this homestand against Montreal and Calgary, and a minute 42 separating the squads from overtime again as Ryan Pulock winces in a little bit of pain after blocking that shot, but he is still on the Islander bench.
Pajot barrels over Jenner on the left circle faceoff as they both went down, with a Jacket shot off the outside of the netting behind the left post. Islanders send it to the Columbus end. Here's Dante Fabro, left wing over the red line. Whips it around near side to far and Islander ice. Pulock on that far corner, trying to get it out. Comes back near side, but Werenski down on the pinch has it. Left half boards, tried to put it towards the net. Broken up nicely by Romanov with 75 seconds to go in regulation time. 3-3 our score here at UBS Arena. Islanders behind their own net. Ryan Pulock away from the traffic up the near side, but couldn't get it out. Werenski at left point. Left half boards now for Johnson. Put it to the paint. Loose chance. Fantilli. What a save! Oh, Adam Fantilli, point blank, stoned by Ilya Sorokin, who takes it to the breadbasket and gets the whistle. 1:02 remaining in regulation time. Thanks to Sorokin, it's still 3-3 as they chant Ilya, Ilya.
And Bo Horvat didn't know their attack. The puck carrier left side, half-border say, and the slot for Fantilli. Fantilli ends up getting a rebound off, not Sorokin, but off Romanov trying to clear it from the top of the crease. We do got a timeout call here by Patrick Waugh because he recognizes that his team is kind of being caved in right now in the defensive zone. So Benoit DeRosier will get out the whiteboard, draw something up for the defensive group out there. I really can't call it a defensive group. It's 5-on-5, but he's on the defensive side of the bench, so I was mostly talking to defensemen and just the three forwards who are going to be on the ice for the Islanders for this face-off to Ilya Sorokin's right.
So what a chance for Adam Fantilli, again the number 3 overall pick in the 2023 draft after the Hawks took Connor Bedard number 1. The Ducks took Leo Carlson number 2, and then it was Adam Fantilli as number 3 to the Blue Jackets. So both teams, football style, break their huddles at their respective benches. And another big offensive zone face-off for the Jackets. Left circle and Islander ice to the right of Ilya Sorokin. It'll be Sean Monahan against J.G. Pajot here. Again, Monahan's face-off win against Horvat led directly to the tying goal by Marchenko at 12:56 of this frame. So the linesman is going to make sure both centers are down here, as Pajot having a few words with the linesman before he gets ready to do battle against Monahan here. As it's down on the dot, this time JG a clean win in the final minute of a 3-all game. To the near corner it goes, 2 Jackets, 2 Isles there. Voronkov came away with it for Columbus, tied up with Pelech, tried to wrap it in, save, rebound, Sorokin's got that too from the top of the crease on a quick snapshot by Monahan. Islanders sent it to the Columbus end. Oh, the Jackets had glorious chances to take their first lead of the game. 40 seconds to go. Voronkov, top of the left circle, takes the shot. Nice glove save in full extension with that left arm by Ilya Sorokin, who was well out above the top of the crease to take away the angle. We're down to 35.9 seconds to go in regulation time. Unofficial shots right now, Greg, in the third, favoring Columbus, 13-3.
And Boone Jenner on to take this face-off, and that is important because he has not lost a face-off tonight. 7 wins, no losses. J.G. Pajot out there for the Islanders. He is 9-9.
All right, left circle draw again in Islander ice. Jenner against Pajot. J.G. just beat Monahan on a key face-off, and now the linesman, again, making sure both centers have their skates and their sticks where they need to be in such an important moment of this game. Still settling him up down on the dot, and another clean win for Pajot. Behind the Islander net, Romanov takes the feed from D'Angelo, snaps it out to center. At the Jacket line, Palmieri brings it down the left side, spins to the forehand, shoots into the belly of Elvis, and Merzlikins will hold it there. And now some rough stuff as Pajot was shoved into the crossbar by a Blue Jacket. The net came off its moorings, and everybody pairing off.
That was Boone Jenner. After the whistle, just pushed Pajot right into the net, and the crossbar, it comes way off its moorings, and right now is sitting completely behind the goal line. Not going to get any penalties off of this, but first chance that the Islanders have had offensively in quite some time. Palmieri drew 2 Jackets towards his direction, and then ended up splitting both of them, and gets on the inside, left dot, but just didn't have any momentum still going to continue towards that, so he takes the snapshot, but a relatively routine save for Merzlikins.
And now the Islanders, Greg, have that key offensive face-off. To Elvis's right in the left circle. It looks like Justin Danforth could take it for Columbus against Bo Horvat for New York.
Danforth 4-6 in this game. Horvat 9-12, so both under 50%.
Horvat again has over his left shoulder Alex Romanov above the left circle. That's where he's trying to pull it. Down on the dot, Columbus with the win, though. Werenski pressured in the left wing corner and tied up by Palmieri. Kicks it long but gave it away to Horvat. Bo shoots and he missed it wide right. To D'Angelo, right point in the Columbus end with 15 seconds. Behind the net for Kyle Palmieri. Left corner Horvat. Left point, Romanov open. Takes the wrist, deflected. They score! No, they're going to wave it off. Kyle Palmieri is furious, but the referee is waving it off emphatically, saying no goal with 8.9 seconds to go on a red light that would have given New York a 4-3 lead.
They're staying stick over the crossbar. They will look at this, of course, just to confirm. Palmieri was adamant that it was a good goal, but I saw him reaching up. I was not surprised to see the referee wash this off. They will make it official on the ice as that looked lower than I thought. We'll go downstairs.
The call on the ice is no goal for goaltender interference.
Goaltender interference. What? Holmstrom in front of the net. Okay, Palmieri, a little bit of a bump with Merzlikins. Yeah. Is that in the blue paint, though? I don't think that's in the blue paint. So the Islanders have the opportunity. No, they don't have the opportunity. We're in the final minute. This is a challenge from Toronto, so the Islanders won't go shorthanded if it's wrong. We'll go downstairs.
We have a situation room review.
Okay, so again, Toronto decided because it's under a minute, they're going to take a look at this. I think Palmieri touched Merzlikins outside of the crease. We've already had one coach's challenge on an Anders Lee goal that was upheld as a goal. There's absolutely contact, no doubt about it. Merzlikins pushing Palmieri out of the way. And then does he have enough time to reset? That's debatable for sure. 9.4 seconds to go when that puck crosses the goal line on the Kyle Palmieri deflection. Oh my goodness, what a moment here for both teams, not just for tonight, but for the season.
But I think, Greg, there's two things in play because it may have been touched with a stick over the shoulder as well.
That was my first reaction, and then on the replay, I actually think it was lower than my initial thought. That was not why they called it a no-goal. Palmieri was almost in the slot when he touched that puck. That's why I didn't think there was any chance of goaltender interference. But on the replay, he certainly does make contact with Merzlikins. If this was a good call on the ice and they wanted to look at it, I would think it was being upheld. Because it's no goal on the ice, I am not convinced it's going to end up as a goal. As this is, again, one of the calls of the season from Toronto. There's absolutely a bump. I don't see Palmieri's skates in the blue. Merzlikins is still in the blue, but it's the blocker that Palmieri touches. And this season, the NHL has really emphasized if it's in the crease, you can't touch the goaltender whatsoever. If it's outside the crease, they're giving you a little bit more leeway there to make contact with the goaltender.
Again, Greg, the key thing to me, though, too, is Merzlikins takes his glove and pushes Palmieri out of the crease. He pushes him about 5 feet away, and that's where Palmieri is when he deflects it home. And to me, Merzlikins has reset on that push with the glove in the back of Palmieri that separates the contact between the two of them. So again, they do reset the clock to 9.6 seconds remaining. It was down to 8.9. And we're getting several overhead looks of initial contact. Palmieri and Merzlikins in the crease. Merzlikins takes the glove, shoves Palmieri maybe 3 to 5 feet in front of him. And then Palmieri deflects home the left point shot for an apparent go-ahead goal that would give the Islanders the 4-3 lead with less than 10 seconds to go in regulation time.
I don't see Palmieri's skates ever enter the blue. You want to say his backside is maybe in the crease, hovering obviously over it. Maybe, but...
And I agree with you now, Greg. The second look I see, I don't think the stick over the crossbar contact point is in play because it looked like he got it down well below the height of the crossbar, which is 4 feet off the ice. So again, our referees are on the headsets here. It's Wes McCauley tonight, who is joined by Michael Markovic. And up in Toronto in the Situation Room, they're having a close look at this.
What's your gut, Kinger?
I think it's going to count because that initial contact was broken up by the push of the glove from Merzlikins, and he had plenty of time to reset. I think there's a second or two that he gets to reset after that shove, and then, you know what, Palmieri just makes the clean deflection of the left point shot that beats him.
You can make the case that Merzlikins initiates the contact.
Yes.
That's your biggest argument, and that's why I think this might turn into a goal. We're going to go downstairs. Here we go.
Michael Markovic, our referee.
After the Situation Room initiated challenge, there is no goal on the ice.
Kyle Palmieri and the Islander faithful here at UBS Arena cannot believe it. Palmieri called for goaltender interference on Elvis Merzlikins, and this is still a 3-3 game with 9.6 seconds to go.
From an Islander standpoint, your biggest argument is it's not in the crease. And Bo Horvat pointing at the referee, Michael Markovic, just telling him you got that wrong. And obviously the fans here are not happy about it. The Islanders not happy about it. Again, season-changing decision potentially there from the officials.
So we play on. 9.6 seconds to go. Neutral zone face-off won by Columbus. Werenski up the near side, got it over the red line where Jenner turned it over. Islanders the other way, 3 seconds to go. It's going to skip in, and the horn will sound, and for the first time this season, the New York Islanders have 3 consecutive games go beyond 60 minutes.
I want to see Kyle Palmieri on the ice to start overtime. I mean, he is as fired up as you can imagine. And sometimes when you're a player and you're just so heated, even if it's not at the opposition, but more at the officials, it just allows you to take your game to another level. And we'll see how Patrick Roy plays this overtime, but 3 straight overtimes for the Islanders for the first time since February of last season.
So again, games decided in overtime this year. Islanders have a record of 5-8. They're 5 overtime winners, 3 of them by Bo Horvat, including the opening game of this homestand when he beat the Montreal Canadiens here Thursday night. Tony DeAngelo's first goal as an Islander was an overtime winner in Tampa, and the now departed Brock Nelson had an overtime winner against Carolina. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, they are 4-8 in games decided in overtime. Their overtime winners coming from Zach Werenski, who has a pair, Kirill Marchenko, who has 1, and Cole Sillinger, who's out injured, also had 1 overtime winner. So, Greg, still a huge point for the Islanders. They're 74th. Big point for Columbus. They're 72nd. And now a monster point available to the team that can come away victorious either in 5-minute sudden death period or a shootout if it goes that deep.
For the Islanders, again, 3 straight games in overtime now, but 3 straight games there they had a third-period lead.
Yep.
And couldn't get the job done in regulation. They got the 2 points against Montreal, didn't against Calgary over the weekend. But every game is the most important game of the season, the way things are in the Eastern Conference standings.
So again, the 2 overtime games to begin the homestand. Thursday night here, Islanders won it 4-3 over the Canadiens. Horvat had the overtime winner, his second goal of the night. And then Saturday afternoon, a 4-3 loss to the Calgary Flames. Nazem Kadri had the overtime winner for the visitor. So we will switch sides and go 3-on-3 for 5 minutes or less. New York in the home blue sweaters. They are trimmed in orange and white. They'll go right to left. Ilya Sorokin still stretching out in the goal to our right. Columbus in the visiting white. They are trimmed in blue and red. They go left to right with Elvis tapping the post and the crossbar to our left. For the Islanders, the trio to begin it is Bo Horvat, joined by Adam Pelech, and looks like Noah Dobson, as Patrick Roy lately's been going 1 forward and 2 D-men, so he won't change that. Sean Monahan, Zach Werenski, and Kirill Marchenko, the trio for Dean Evison. Jackets win the face-off. Possession is king in overtime, and they have the first one. Werenski starts in front of his own net. 3-3 in the overtime. And Marchenko with speed at the Islander line, but offside on the left was Monahan. Our first whistle in OT comes 13 seconds in.
It was a clean pass, but an Islander in Bo Horvat just knocked the puck off the stick of Marchenko, and that slowed that puck down and forced the Jackets into the offside situation. So Bo Horvat another chance to win possession for the Islanders.
Obviously, Horvat, the guy to watch, with 3 of the 5 overtime winners this season for the New York Islanders. And Horvat, in his career now, 11 overtime winners, 6 with the Islanders. Islanders win the faceoff. Dobson left wing over the Columbus line for Horvat, left half boards, plays it back to center for Adam Pelech, and the Islanders will reset on their half of the red line. Pelech tops of the circles in his end. Little drop pass for Horvat. Crowd chants, let's go Islanders. Bo over the Columbus line, curls above the right circle, takes a look, and then takes it back to center as he didn't like the look of it. Noah Dobson and Pelech head off as Horvat buys time in his own end. Off the bench for the Islanders are Kyle Palmieri, there's your wish, Greg, along with Tony DeAngelo. So Greg called Kyle Palmieri to have the overtime winner, and Palms has the puck. Right wing over the red, over the Columbus blue. Palmieri to the right circle, takes it behind the net. Palmieri tried to center it in his skate. He got his own rebound and poked it back to neutral ice, where he himself tracked it down.
He was looking for Simon Holmstrom in the slot there, and he just hits a skate.
Tony DeAngelo, again, his first goal as an Islander, an overtime winner in Tampa. Takes it left wing over the Jacket line. Tony D to Palmieri now at left point, to DeAngelo at right point. DeAngelo through the right circle, curls on the half wall. Off goes Palmieri. On comes Pajot. And JG back skates at the center as the Islanders get 3 sets of fresh legs out there now, with DeAngelo heading off as well. So for the Islanders, it is Horvat, Pajot, and just arriving off the bench, Pulock. Pajot through the right circle in the Columbus end, pulls up.
Marchenko's gassed. Don't let him get off.
Well,
Don't let him get off.
Yeah, Pulley gave up the zone, though. He did, Greg, and he let him get off. Islanders may take advantage of it, though. 2-on-1 here. Pajot through the right circle with Horvat. Pajot shoots, save, rebound. Oh, Horvat popped it just wide. Pulock, point blank. What a save. Oh, an incredible save by Merzlikins, point blank on Ryan Pulock, right in the crease as he dove to make the stop.
And only one jacket has been out there the entire time now. That's a 2-minute shift for Zach Werenski.
Here, Noah Dobson with speed, left wing over the Columbus line, to the left circle. Is hit, takes down his man Johnson. Dobson trying to keep it in, but Johnson pops up and he's got the puck behind his own net. Johnson races left wing through center, gets the red line, little drop pass now, connects with Werenski over the Islander line. Johnson in the high slot. Ken Johnson left circle, kept wide by Pelech as Columbus has their first possession in Islander ice, halfway through sudden death. Off the bench arrives Monahan, right circle for Johnson, but it handcuffed him. Finds a new man down the slot. That's Provorov off the bench. Shoots. Fought up by Sorokin. And then he plays it with his stick to Pelech in the near corner. He's pressured. Dobson's going to back it up behind his net. And the Islanders will reset there. Kyle Palmieri on his stick again here in OT.
That's the situation. If it's not 3-on-3 overtime, Ilya Sorokin's just going to cover it and get the whistle, but he wants possession.
Here's Simon Holmstrom over the red. Left wing over the Columbus blue. Homer to the half boards. Now behind the net goes Simon. Holmstrom to the right wing corner, still possessing it. Drops it off for Horvat in that same right wing corner. Bo skates away from Fantilli. Tried to center it, but fanned on it. Fantilli steals it and then drops it back in his own end. Provorov will slow it down one-on-one here against Holmstrom as he races for cover behind his net. 1:45 to go in overtime. We are tied at 3.
And the Islanders have had puck possession for probably 2 minutes and 15 seconds out of the 3:15 replay.
Fantilli, right wing over the Islander line, pulls up on the half boards, cuts it into the high slot, waiting for help off the bench. He's going to back it up to the neutral zone as here's Werenski, the guy to watch. Zach Werenski down the middle over the Islander line, left circle for Danforth, curls out high now to Fantilli, to Werenski at right point. He's going to drag it back to center, not liking what he sees in Islander ice, and Columbus gets fresh legs on. Here, Werenski, left circle, shoots, good right pad save, Sorokin down in the butterfly, but right back to Werenski, drops it off to Danforth at left point. Another drop pass now down the middle, they come Marchenko, to Werenski, high slot, loads the gun, shoots, and off a stick way wide right. Islanders trying to steal it here, Danforth kept it alive, to Marchenko down the slot, shoots, and it's over the crossbar. Final minute of overtime, tied at 3. Here, missing on a pass is Marchenko to the neutral zone. It comes all the way back behind the Columbus cage. So the Jackets will start from there. 45 seconds to go in sudden death. Quick up here to center ice. It's Johnson, right wing over the New York line. Ken Johnson, one-on-one with Pelech. Pulls up, takes a look, little drop pass. Connects now with Provorov through the right circle. Shoots, knocked down in front. Rebound behind the net. Boone Jenner, the Jackets captain, on in the left wing corner. Palmieri the steal. Sends away Pelech, 2-on-2 with Horvat through center. 25 to go in OT. Horvat left wing over the Jacket line. Leaves for Pelech. Shoots from the left circle. That's blocked by Johnson. Palmieri from behind the net. Put it in front. Oh, he had Pelech and Horvat there. Neither could settle it down. Jenner the other way. A break. Left wing over the Islander line. Boone Jenner shoots and a glove save Sorokin. He drops it down. 2-on-1 for the Islanders. 10 seconds to go. Horvat left wing over the Jacket line. Sauce it past to Palmieri, but it jumped over his stick. 5 seconds to go. Horvat right dot, spin, shoots. It's blocked. And this one will go to a shootout. Tied at 3.
Maybe our best chances for both teams came in those last 15-20 seconds. Jenner on a breakaway. Partial break. Never clearly got through. Didn't have the legs to get beyond Adam Pelech, so he takes a shot from the left dot. Glove save Sorokin. Sees the opportunity for a 2-on-1 the other direction. Pushes the puck ahead. Bo Horvat down the left. Kyle Palmieri on the right. And Horvat drew the attention of the one Jacket back near side, but just can't connect on the pass with Palmieri on the right. So we go to a shootout here at UBS Arena. Always feels a little disappointing when we go to a shootout these days. Feels like a game that, again, deserves a rightful winner in either regulation or on overtime and a real goal.
And how about this, Greg? The Islanders had 3 games go to a shootout in the first 19 games of the season. They haven't had one since. So they had gone 50 straight games prior to tonight without going to a shootout. Their last shootout was their only loss in a shootout that came November 19th in Calgary. They are 2-1 in shootouts, the Islanders are. Columbus Blue Jackets are 4-1. So both teams just one loss in shootouts. And we'll see again how the respective coaches want to play it here. Patrick Roy, the home coach, has the choice to shoot first or choose second. And he no longer has Brock Nelson. We know that's not an option. And Nelly had the shootout winner for the Avs Saturday night in Montreal to hold the Canadiens just a single point. So it looks like it's going to be Anthony Duclair first up for the Islanders. It is his first shootout attempt as a New York Islander. So Duclair, a left-handed shot, number 11 in blue, picks it up at the red, moving left to right, drifts way right over the Columbus line. Elvis out of his net. Duclair lost the puck. It rolled away from Anthony Duclair, and he never got a shot off.
Tough one there for Anthony as he goes way wide right, and when he tried to deke it as he hit the slot, it just gets by him. Ends up on the left side boards. And we go to the bottom of the first round. And next is Kent Johnson.
3 for 4. He leads Columbus in shootout goals is Kent Johnson. And he will take it from the red line, drift way right over the Islander line. Sorokin out of his crease. Johnson into the slot, walks in, shoots, and Sorokin, the pad save.
Nothing fancy there from Johnson. Just a shot once he hits the right hash mark in the slot, and never tried to deke Ilya out of position, and Ilya was way out of the top of the blue paint to cut off the ankles.
So Palmieri, a chance. He's 1 for 3 in shootouts this year. Palmieri in his career, 21% coming into the season. Picks it up at the red. He goes way left over the Columbus blue. Palmieri back down the slot, shoots, and a pad save by Elvis. We play on into the bottom of the second.
Essentially exactly what you would expect from Palmieri, the right-handed shot going way wide left and not trying any fancy dekes, just a hard shot, but couldn't get it over that left pad of Leakins.
So here's Adam Fantilli. He's had 5 shootout attempts this year, but only scored on 1 of them. Fantilli picks it up at the red, drifts right over the Islander line. Sorokin way out of his crease. Fantilli down the slot, dekes, shoots. Oh, what a save! No, they're going to say it went in. I thought Sorokin got it with the glove, but they say it's in, and so Fantilli gives the Jackets the 1-0 lead, and now the Islanders need a goal to keep the shootout alive, and Patrick Roy will tap Bo Horvat on the shoulder.
Yeah, it got stuck in that back bar, so that's why it was not so easy to see.
Horvat, 1 for 3 on the year, must score down the middle. Horvat with speed comes in on Merzlikins, Deke shoots, he missed it wide, and the Columbus Blue Jackets defeat the New York Islanders 4-3 in a shootout here tonight at UBS Arena. They have their first ever win in this building in franchise history. It has taken them 7 games to get it, but they are out to mob Elvis Merzlikins, who was not beaten by all 3 Islander shooters. Anthony Duclair had it roll away. He made saves on Palmieri and Horvat, and the Jackets get the huge extra point here tonight on Long Island.
And the Islanders thought they had it with 9 seconds to go in regulation. But a controversial call that we will be talking about, hopefully not a long time, but a goaltender interference is what they say resulted in a goal being taken off the board with 9 seconds to go. That would have given the Islanders the lead in regulation. Instead, no goal, and nobody can strike in overtime, and only an Adam Fantilli goal in the shootout, and the Jackets come away with the 2 points.
And again, Greg, as you and I have talked about, 3rd straight game in this homestand, though, the Islanders have given up a late 3rd period goal that ends up costing them a key point. So they've had points that they have not gotten themselves or given to their opponents who they're in the chase with for 3 consecutive games, and they fall tonight by the final score of 4-3 in the shootout as the Jackets mob Elvis Merzlikins, who snaps his own personal 6-game winless streak. The Jackets themselves also had been winless in 6 coming in, so that is finally over as they get it done in what Jack Capuano always called the skills competition. Again, your final tonight in the shootout here at UBS Arena, the Columbus Blue Jackets 4, the New York Islanders 3. Our post-game show is next. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
This is WRHU FM Hempstead, the radio home for your New York Islanders, Radio Hofstra University, WRHU Hempstead.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MSG Plus and MSG.com.
This live game broadcast of New York Islanders hockey is produced and distributed by WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network. Find more information about the New York Islanders at NY Islanders across platforms X, Instagram, TikTok, and New York Islanders on Facebook.
Wake up your mind. Start your day with Hofstra's Morning Wake Up Call. Weekday mornings, 7 till 9 a.m. Lively talk about Long Island life, national news, and international issues from the minds and mouths of Hofstra students.
When the Islanders are on the ice, we're on the air. The New York Islanders Radio Network.
Jackson Blake plays for Carolina. 11 goals, 25 points, plus 10. He's been really good. Logan Stankoven, his teammate, he's got 32 points, plus 5. Two of the top rookie plus-minuses played for Carolina Hurricanes. That could be a team that could go on a long run in the playoffs. Those three outstanding for the respective teams.
Gunther got the feed at the middle of the blue line, shot it off. A Red Wings sticking out of play in the protective netting.
And the Red Wings got a very good rookie as well, Marco Kasper, 14th goal here in the second period. He's got 14 goals, 28 points, and -6 on the season. But he's playing center ice, and the other three I mentioned are not. And it's easier playing as a forward in the NHL than it is at center with so much more responsibility.
Talk about Dylan Gunther going hard to the front of the net. You see that from Marco Kasper as well. Maybe not the same ballpark, but he
not
does.
The same miles per hour.
Yeah.
But the thing about him, he's good defensively as well. He's a physical defenseman, but he's been a great addition since coming up in the American Hockey League. When I saw Zach Bolduc, I thought it might have been one of my old teammates.
Danny Bolduc.
Danny Bolduc, but I checked it out, and Zach was born, and I think it was in Western Canada anyways. I think it was in Alberta, so no relation.
Danny Bolduc actually wore uniform number 19. That was before Steve Yzerman came to town.
Man, he was short and stocky, but he could fly as well. He could really skate, Danny Bolduc. He and Billy Hogebaum and myself were a good line for probably a couple years with the Wings.
5 minutes to go, second period. 2-1 lead for the Red Wings. Carcone checked it along the boards. It popped back out to center ice, and Ian Cole to fire that puck off the glass into the corner in the Red Wing end. Gunther sends it deeper into the corner. Mo Sider tied up his man, Carcone. Hayton tried to get it loose. Kicked out in front of his own goal by Sider and cleared the way by DeBrincat down the ice.
He was trying to kick that, I think, to Alex Elian, but it worked out all right for the Red Wings. That was a dangerous play.
Wings in the middle of a change. Utah Hockey Club bringing it forward. Sergachev up the left side. Stenlund ripped that puck in behind the Detroit goal. Now Hall will chase it down and roll it around the wing to Johansson. Craig Smith tapped it down the ice. Foot race, Austin Watson and Sergachev. And Sergachev with just those big long strides will get their first icing called against the Red Wings.
Mikhail Sergachev saying thank you very much. Didn't want Austin Watson driving against them boards. I'll tell you what, Watson's been a factor in the hockey game. Good job by him. It's been a long time since he's played in the National Hockey League. He's been a factor.
There's a foot race for the puck right there. Watson was really moving those legs and just those long strides for Sergachev, and he got there first.
He's a great defenseman. Again, Tampa Bay didn't want to give him up. They wanted Ryan McDonough back. They had to make some changes. Jake Gunther signs unrestricted free agent. They need the cap space, and Sergachev got traded because of it.
Keller turned it over as he put it in the slot, right on the stick of Watson, who brings it out to center ice and flips it to the front of the goal. Vamelka the save. And with Mott cruising in, he'll just hang on to it. 3:37 to go in the second period, and the Red Wings leading 2-1.
They're 6 points out to Utah Hockey Club, but again, they turn that puck over a lot in the offensive zone, and it's very difficult to win the National Hockey when you're doing that on a consistent basis. Here's my power rankings. These are the Eastern Conference. These are teams I think right now have a chance, the best chance to win the Stanley Cup. The Washington Capitals, the Florida Panthers, the Toronto Maple Leafs. These are in order. Then comes Tampa Bay. And number 5, Carolina. They're probably playing better than where I put them, but I've just got a feeling about them. I think the winner of the Eastern Conference will come out of those 5 teams.
Out of town, and it's a final now. Columbus winning in the shootout, 4-3 over the Islanders, so both teams pick up points there. Columbus with 2 points, Islanders with 1. Vancouver beating the Devils 4-3 in a shootout.
That's a big win for the Vancouver Canucks on the road against the New Jersey Devils, who are slumping right now. They're playing some injured players up front. Dougie Hamilton back on the blue line, and Jack Quinn up front.
Columbus with 73 points on the season. Columbus moving up a little bit. Islanders with another point. They have 74. So right now the Islanders 1 point behind the Montreal Canadiens for the final wild card spot.
What a great job by Patrick Waugh and that group, not giving up. They're trading away Brock and Nelson. Here come the Wings, fast breaking 2-on-1. Raymond's got it.
Shoots the puck, deflected by Oli Mata, over on the left wing boards, and now back out to center ice. Taking a chop at it was Michael Rasmussen to send it deeper into the Utah zone. Dursey with a feed over the line of Kerfoot. Now to Clayton Keller off the bench on a change. He's bowled over, and a penalty coming up to Detroit.
The Elmer Soderblom. It's not a good call. Soderblom circling back. He's complaining the referee. That was accidentally on purpose. Clayton Keller definitely dropped down there, drawing the minor penalty. Got to give him credit. Gives his team a power play late in the second period. They're down a goal.
Brandon Schrader making the call out at center ice. Tripping the call. Red Wing fans don't like it here.
That's one thing about being a top 6 forward in the National Hockey League. You'll get some of those calls some of the time. If you're a bottom 6 forward, there's no chance.
17-18, the time of the penalty to Soderblom for tripping. And another Red Wing penalty kill, their 4th on the hockey game, brought to you by Corewell Health. No matter the challenge, the response is always the same: we can. Utah's lone goal came on the power play, 3:46 mark of the opening period, scored by Dylan Guenther. And he's out there right now in the shooting position in the high slot as we're set for the face-off to the left of Alex Lyon. From the draw, the Red Wings control. Sider lifts it around the boards, away from Guenther, and down the ice it goes.
And a good job there by the Red Wing captain, Dylan Larkin, winning that face-off cleanly, allowed his team to shoot the puck down and take some valuable time off the clock.
Here's Schmaltz with a burst of speed over the line, intercepting Mott. And he took it away from Guenther and lifts it down the ice.
It's a dangerous entry play that time by Nick Schmaltz, and he almost turned that puck over. Wings were close to getting a 2-on-1 break.
Minute and a half to go in the power play for Utah. 2:12 to go in the second period. 2-1 Detroit. Schmaltz stick handles over the line. Checked by Rasmussen. Schmaltz lifts it around into the corner. It's popped back to the line. Sergachev with a feed in the high slot, turning with it. That's Cooley lifting it over. Guenther to Sergachev. They set it up high right now. Cooley over on the left side. Now Cooley gets the return feed down low to Clayton Keller. Makes a power move. Try to slip it in short side. And reading it nicely, Lyon, who came up with a glove save.
He was helped out by Michael Rasmussen out there in that short-handed situation. He bumped Keller a couple times, got him off balance, and he walked out front. Didn't have control of the puck. It rolled slowly towards Lyon, who wisely made a glove save to get his team into trouble.
JT Compher exiting the ice. Wings win the draw. Hall in the corner, rifles it around the boards. Guenther holds it in, keeps the play alive. Now to Sergachev. Right circle feed, Clayton Keller. Down low into the corner. Cooley to Keller. In the slot. Pass over to Cooley and the pass behind him. Quick passing there by the Utah Hockey Club. 38 seconds to go in their power play. 1:18 to go in the second period. 2-1 Detroit. Look out. Almost caught behind the net was Alex Lyon. Now the puck flipped all the way down the ice. Penalty killing roll by Tyler Mott. Both teams changing. 24 seconds to go in the power play time for Utah.
That was another good play by Justin Hall. He's been rock solid defensively all night. A big hit on Dylan Guenther just as that power play came to an end.
Carcone quickly into the corner, circles behind the Red Wing goal. Flips it to Jack McBain. Hanging onto the puck, moves away from Sider, shoots it across for Krause, and skipped over his stick blade as he tried to go down on one knee to get the leverage. Penalty is over. Wings are at full strength. Soderblom out of the box. Shot taken. And a save made. A glove save by Alex Lyon.
It's a couple feet to wide, but a smart play by Alex Lyon. Coming out and making that save the glove to give his team a much-needed break. Good penalty-killing job there by the Red Wings. Much more aggressive than they were in the previous game against the Vegas Golden Knights. They get set up and that four-man block moving a little bit, but much more aggressive and challenging the Utah Hockey Club to make good plays.
Not many shots on goal for the Red Wings in this contest. They have 26 shot attempts, some of them blocked, some of them going wide, but the Wings have 2 goals on 5 shots in the contest. Wings had 2 shots on goal in the first period, just 3 more here in the second. Utah 14 shots on goal.
Well, after the game's over, the only really stat they keep a track of is that number of goals you scored. Right now, the Wings got an advantage. They want to get out of this second period with that 1-goal lead.
Kerfoot moving out in front.
Nice.
Knocked away, and along the near side, it's Dursey getting it to the blue line. Michelli got it around the boards.
It was Ben Trott that came back and made another very good defensive play for the Wings.
Puck hammered around into the right corner. 20 seconds to go in the period. Kerfoot collides with Ben Sherratt in the right corner. DeBrincat digs it, plays it back into the Utah zone. Kane with a check on his man, John Marino. Cole feathers it up the left side. This one trickles into the Red Wing zone. And time's going to wind down here. Sider picking up the puck. And there goes the horn, and the period comes to a close. Red Wings get the lone goal off the stick of Marco Kasper, number 14 on the season for him. Game at 1:34 early in the second period. And after 40 minutes here at the Delta Center in Utah, it's the Red Wings 2 and the Utah Hockey Club 1.
Boy, things didn't look good early in that opening period when Peter Mrazek tangled up with Dylan Gunther coming down that right side in a power rush. Alex Lyon comes cold off the bench. He allows the first goal he saw. It's 1-0 Utah. But boy, the Wings have tightened down defensively. They have played a very strong defensive game. We're now just 20 minutes away from a very important victory on the road against the Utah Hockey Club.
Shots on goal in the second period, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Just 3 shots on goal for the Red Wings. 2-period total of 5. Utah, only 5 shots on goal. So the Red Wings really clamped it down on Utah in that second period as well. 14 total shots after 40 minutes on the goaltender, Alex Lyon.
Well, you know, Ken, we've been in the spot a couple of times, and against probably the best team in the National Hockey, the Washington Capitals, where we've had the lead or we're even after 40 minutes of play. Could have won both those hockey games, they end up losing them, but I think it's a different situation tonight. Just to feel that Red Wing team, they're so tenacious defensively right now. They've got 14 shots on goal. They've had to battle for every inch of real estate, and Lions made some big saves when necessary, more in the opening period than I thought he did in the second period. So Wings now got to come out, don't have to win this third period, just don't lose it, and pick up these 2 points.
Well, the Red Wings are hosting the Boston Bruins coming up on Saturday at Little Caesars Arena, March 29th. You don't want to miss this Original 6 matchup. And if you act fast, there are still no fees. And you can get your tickets by visiting DetroitRedWings.com/no fees.
And a great job, as we talked about, Alex Lyon. What a job he's done coming in Cole. But how about Elmer Soderblom coming off the injured list? All of a sudden, he's been very, very good in that third line with Tarasenko and JT Compher. They're responsible for a goal. And then you got back on the blue line, again, Jeff Petrie coming in. He's made a big, big difference in that second pair with Simon Evanson. Just the Wings just looked like a totally different team than we saw against Vegas. In that game, I mentioned a couple of times, the Wings just didn't seem to be able to match up. They had to shorten the bench. They just had guys that couldn't seem to handle the pace of the game. Not the case here tonight.
Just taking a look at the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference right now. Ottawa in that first wild card spot with 79 points. Montreal 75. And then closing the gap right behind the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders with 74. Columbus 73. And the Red Wings are at 70.
And if they win this hockey game, they would then be at 72. And they would then just be 3 points out of a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. So still plenty of time left, but a very, very important period coming up right now.
Big points on the table here at Salt Lake City, Utah, the Delta Center, and the Red Wings lead 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Our second period break is brought to you by Clean Express Auto Wash. Jeff Rieger's in our 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. He's coming up next. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey.
After beating colon cancer, I'm turning setbacks into comebacks. I am Henry.
I'm pain-free and at full strength after spine surgery. I am Henry.
A life-saving delivery ensured my shift could continue. I am Henry.
When you need care to get you back on your game, trust the only care team chosen as the official team physicians for the Detroit Red Wings. Henry Ford Health. We are Henry.
Wings fans, skate into bliss this season with Carbliss, the no-carb, no-sugar, 100-calorie premium vodka cocktail. With power play flavors like black raspberry, pineapple, cranberry, and lemon lime, there's a Carbliss flavor for everyone. Find ice-cold Carbliss at Little Caesars Arena all season long, at retailers near you, and at drinkcarbliss.com. Carbliss, an official ready-to-drink cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable. Silverado. Adventurous, fun, techie. Trailblazer. Stylish, nimble. Tracks. Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Chevy, official vehicle of the Detroit Red Wings.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket. Own the dream.
Wallside put the first in 81st. It's Wallside's 81st year in business. So for the first and only time ever, you get 81 months no interest. 81 months with no down payment. Plus half off every window we make. It's another first for Wallside. 81 months no interest. Plus half off every window. For a very limited time, call Wallside today, 1-800-521-7800, or go to wallside.com.
Welcome back to the 1-800-CALL-SAM studio. Wings a 2-1 lead over Utah after 2 periods of action. Check the scoring summary brought to you by McLaren and the Carmanis Cancer Institute. Your best chance. 1-1 hockey game after 1 period. Then Marco Kasper got it going. 14th of the season. Big goal, 2-1 Detroit.
DeBrincat to Kasper over the blue line. Worked it in behind the Utah goal. Hit the side of the goal. Kasper scores! Kasper tried to play it across, and it deflected off a Utah player and maybe even Pavelka in behind him. And the Red Wings take a 2-1 lead early in the second.
Big goal for Marco Kasper. Big goal for the Red Wings. That would do it for the scoring 2-1 after 40 minutes of action. Shots on goal in favor of Utah, 14-5. 5 shots for the Wings, and they have 2 goals. Hits in favor of the Red Wings, 25-20. Utah's won a lot more faceoffs, 21-13. Utah also been on more power plays. They're 1 for 4. Detroit is 0 for 1. So PK doing a nice job for the Wings tonight. Wings lead at 2-1 after 2. Come back. We'll talk to Paul Woods. You're listening to Detroit Red Wings Hockey.
It's time to think Ford first. Right now, check out the 2025 Ford Escape at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. The Escape comes available with driver assist technologies like pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. And with a great in-stock selection, you're sure to find the perfect Escape just for you. Easy Plan customers who trade in their vehicle can lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $319 a month for 36 months with $2,579 due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all lessees will qualify for Ford Credit Red Carpet Low Mileage Lease. Payment includes $2,500 Trade Assist and $500 matching down Open Trade Assist. Offer ends March 31st. See dealer for qualifications and complete details. Some exclusions may apply. So get to your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers and take advantage of this $319 Escape lease offer before it ends. Think Ford first.
Are aches, pains, or injuries keeping you on the sidelines? At Athletico, our movement experts are here to help you turn your setbacks into comebacks and create a personalized game plan for your recovery. With no prescription or referral needed, Athletico Physical Therapy is where your comeback story begins. Get started today by scheduling a free assessment at athletico.com. Official partner of the Detroit Red Wings.
Join the Red Wings in closing out the regular season on April 14th at Fan Appreciation Night as Detroit goes head-to-head against Dallas. And if you hurry now, you can score tickets and pay no fees.
2-1 Wings after 2 periods over the Utah Hockey Club. Welcome back to the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Time now for the Intermission Conversation, brought to you by Meijer, proud hometown partner of the Detroit Red Wings. Get you back to the mountains where Paul Woods is hanging out. Paul, how are you?
Really good, Jeff. Just really a great experience here in Utah, the hockey club, and the first 2 periods just outstanding. 2 desperate teams.
How good has Marco Kasper been for this team? I mean, center of a top line at times, got his 14th goal, and maybe we look back on this goal and say, man, pretty big considering the Wings are still in this playoff chase.
Well, again, Jeff, I mentioned it numerous times now, but I think he's in the top 4 for the most important rookie to his team. So he's up there in scoring. He's 8th, but what he does, face-offs, as you mentioned, second center iceman, kills penalties, play a little bit in the power play as well. But he's been outstanding, a very important goal by him. But, he's one of those two-way guys, and he's just going to keep getting better and better. But a good job by him in his first campaign in the NHL.
Paul, looking at a guy like Mrazek, who left that first period hurt, if the injury is long-term, do you think the Wings carry 3 goalies? Do we see a call-up of maybe a Sebastian Cossa, or would it be the Lyon and Talbot show moving forward?
Jeff, I'm telling you right now, this Alex Lyon is just something else. He did this like 2 years ago with the Florida Panthers, where Bobrovsky got injured going down the stretch, and he was outstanding and won a lot of games that helped them get into the playoffs. And that's the year they went to Stanley Cup Finals and lost, but they got to the finals, and he did it last year at the Red Wings. He's just got that ability, and I'm telling you, it's not easy to do at this level. Come in cold like that, start playing, and start making saves. It's amazing. The mental toughness of that guy is something to behold.
Yeah, he made a massive save on a power play, and I mean, immediately he was like, welcome to the hockey game, and since then he's been pretty good, considering Utah has outshot the Wings. But what about the Wings PK? You heard Dylan Larkin talk about it in the pregame show. He didn't like the PK against the Knights the other day, where they went 2 for 2 on the power play. The Wings PK, is it getting better in your eyes today? 4 Utah power plays. They only score on 1 of them, and the hockey club is 14th in the man advantage all throughout hockey.
Yeah, it is a little bit better tonight. They're a little bit aggressive. And again, the other night, though, you got to give the Vegas Golden Knights their credit, though, again. I'm telling you, Jeff, it's just amazing, again, the way they can move that puck around, the precision they move that puck. And it's like an either-or game. They can win extra players, so they just start looking at different guys and faking the pass, and it makes the penalties freeze sometime, and you don't move. What you really got to do is you've got to move as a group. You've got to come over. I got to come over to your side and give you help, and the top guy's got to come back down and take my spot. You got to do this on the fly and read the play at the same time. So it's not easy, but give the Vegas Golden Knights a credit. The way they move the puck around, that's the best in the National Hockey League. But the Wings done a good job, and amazing. Who would have said this afternoon, if the Wings only had 5 shots on goal after 40 minutes of play, they'd have a 2-1 lead. But that's the case, and that's the game of hockey. You never know how it's going to turn out.
Well, speaking of never knowing, Wings currently 5 points out of a playoff spot behind Montreal. They win today, a big if, but if they win today, they'll be at 3 points out of a playoff spot. You got the Islanders 1 point out. The Rangers are 1 point out. Columbus wins today. They're a couple points out. Montreal clinging on to that last wild card spot. Do the Wings have enough time to make this thing? And who do you think makes the last playoff spot?
Well, Jeff, Montreal's going on a 4-game road trip right now, so they're playing great hockey. So that's the team everyone's going to be chasing right there now. The Islanders are right back in it. Columbus is back in it. Rangers are hanging around. They played more games than anybody else. But the Wings can win here and then go to Colorado. And Colorado's vastly improved. They got 7 different players. And that, again, is a powerhouse in the Western Conference. But momentum is a factor as well. If we could ever carry that game into Colorado tomorrow and win that game, then get back home, get set for that showdown against Ottawa, and then play the Boston Bruins, you were definitely back in it. So I definitely have a path for the Red Wings to get back in the playoffs. And part of the path is getting a little bit wider. Because of the play of Alex Lyon, this guy has done it before.
Get your thoughts about, last question for you, Paul. I'll give you Washington and Winnipeg to win it all, or I'll give you the field. I'll give you the 2 best teams in hockey or the field to win the Stanley Cup. Who would you take?
I'm taking Washington, but I got something for you too, Jeff. This is the Western Conference top 6 teams in order for me right now. I've got Winnipeg down as number 6. I got Vegas 1, Colorado 2, Dallas, Edmonton, LA Kings, and Winnipeg. So definitely not Winnipeg, but I think Washington, but Florida. If they get everybody back, if Ekblad comes back to play, if they get Brad Marchand from Boston, if he starts playing Matthew Tkachuk, that's going to take a very, very good team to beat the Florida Panthers.
Last one for you. What do you expect in the last 20 minutes of this one? A massive period of hockey for the Red Wings.
Right on. The most important period of hockey they played all season long. The Red Wings close it out to win the hockey game.
Paul Woods, great stuff as always. Great to hear from you. Catch you in the third period. Thanks for much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you. The great Paul Woods. Coming up next, we'll check the out-of-town scoreboard. You're listening to Detroit Red Wings Hockey.
To grow your business in the cloud, you need to make sense of your data, and Dynatrace makes it possible. With end-to-end observability powered by AI, you can unlock the insights hidden in your data, innovate faster, deliver better user experiences, and see your business like you've never seen it before. That's the power of possible. That's the power of Dynatrace. Find out how and try it for free at Dynatrace.com. That's Dynatrace.com.
Dangle, Snipe, and Selly. Keep your car sparkling clean and wash all you want starting at just $20 a month at any Clean Express Auto Wash. Or be like Al and enjoy 4 times the shine and 4 times the protection with our Ceramic 4 Ultra Unlimited Wash Club membership for just $40. Wash twice a month and it pays for itself. Do you drive clean? The Detroit Red Wings do. For locations, hours, or to buy online, visit cleanexpresswash.com today. Go Red Wings!
Get ready, Little Caesars Arena, because light beer just got better. And Sam Adams is here to elevate your game day experience. With the clean, crisp taste of American Light, you're not just grabbing any light beer, you're upgrading to the best in the game. It's smooth, easy drinking, and oh, so refreshing. You'll be reaching for another one in no time. Plus, American Light is brewed right here in the USA using all American sourced ingredients. Sam Adams American Light Beer. Because when life calls for a cold one, it's always Sam season.
In every home, someone is always too cold or too warm.
What's the temperature in here? I'll just...
And then there's someone who's trying to save money.
Step away from the thermostat.
Well, DTE wants to help with both. Seal air leaks, add insulation, and change filters regularly to save up to $200 a year. And stay comfortable, too.
Ah, warm and cozy.
Get more tips at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE.
Enterprise is proud to be the official partner of the Detroit Red Wings. Your goal is our goal, and we're ready with the assist.
Welcome back to the 1-800-CALL-SAM studio. Wings up on the Hockey Club 2-1 after 20 minutes of action. Go ahead, check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, buy, sell, finance, and save. Games going on right now. Canucks and Devils actually are not going on. Canucks win it in a shootout 4-3. Pius Suter, he's a former Red Wing. That's his 21st of the season. Timu Meyer gets his 21st for the Devils. He also gets his 22nd for the Devils in that game. Big win for the Blue Jackets. It took a shootout, but they downed the Islanders 4-3. Kyle Palmieri, he gets his 22nd. Adam Fantilli for the Jackets gets his 22nd in that game. Also, Stars all over the Wild 3-0. That has gone final. Wyatt Johnson, Matt Duchene, and Mason Marchment score goals in that one. So if you're looking at the wild card standings in the Eastern Conference currently, Ottawa top wild card spot, they have 79 points. Montreal second wild card spot, they have 75 points. Then it's the Islanders, 74 points, 1 back. The Rangers, 74 points, 1 back. The Jackets, 73 points, 2 backs. Then there's the Red Wings, 70 points, 5 points back. But with the win today, there'll be 3 points with 12 games remaining. So a massive period of hockey coming up for the Red Wings. They lead the Hockey Club 2-1. Can they hold on? We find out now. Ken Cap.